Happy New Year! And welcome back to Fate's End, a homebrew Dungeons & Dragons game driven by Fate. I'll be your Tale Weaver for this evening. I'm very excited about tonight. I'm very excited. Let's get into our announcements. So, first, let's go ahead and shout out Tabletop Audio at tabletopaudio.com for the ambiance and music that we use from time to time. All of this audio is amazing, completely free to use in your own games. But please consider supporting Tim on Patreon so he can continue to make amazing sound sets. We currently support him and encourage you to do so as well. We'll put a link to his website in chat so you can get some awesome sound sets for your own home games at your table. We also want to shout out our partner, Nine Realms Gaming. They create top-notch gaming accessories from the finest woods this realm has to offer. You can visit ninerealmsgaming.com and use our exclusive partner code LIAR10 to get 10% off. We also want to shout out Mithril Armory. They create unique tabletop RPG items for everyone to enjoy on their adventures. You can grab their 1020, which my lovely cast, somebody in my lovely cast will show on screen. You can also grab their D&D graphic tees on their website. You can go to mithrilarmory.com. And of course, we also want to shout out Sirenscape for ambient sounds and music that we use as well. We also use their online player. Other than that, Stargazer's Guide to Roria, don't forget, is live. You can grab it on inkandlyre.com or DriveThruRPG, where you can also grab our Astral character sheets, NPC star charts, and our Astral Game Master suite that includes an initiative tracker, magic item maker, and printable condition markers. So go check that out right now. And if you are new to our stream, which I did see, let me scroll up, I want to say the name correctly.
Delathane,
right? We have not seen you on our stream before. We have seen you on our Discord, so welcome, Delathane. If you are new to the stream, you can also catch up on Fate's End and all of our other episodes. We do have Fate's End in podcast format as well as on YouTube, and you can enjoy that with whichever format you so choose. And one of my lovely cast members will put that in the chat with links to that as well. Other than that,
Wait! Lauren's like rapid fire. I'm like, wait. Okay, so
Danny has an announcement, everyone.
Yes, everyone, listen. So for Mithril Armory, we are giving out a set of dice next week for our boss battle, our big boss battle, and it is going to come in this really cute little bag, and they are called Morningstar dice.
Ooh.
They're a very beautiful color. They're like gold and black, and they're super sharp. Look at them. They're very sharp. They will stab your friends if you'd like to throw them at them. But you can also throw them at the table and make really good rolls too. And they're very heavy, and they made a lot of money on their Kickstarter for their Morningstar dice. I think it was like 800% funded or some craziness. They made a lot of money. So you will get these dice for free if you enter our giveaway next week. So you will want to join us next week for the boss battle. That's it.
For the boss battle of the Corrupting Mara, one of the 7 of Severance. So make sure to tune in next week for that. Other than that, with that being said, the time has come. Let's draw our cards for tonight's episode of Fate's End.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us.
Happy. So, last session, you all continued making your way down into Death's Door. The labyrinth beneath the canyon in the desert. And as you traveled downward, you stumbled upon, of course, the Circle of 13 Heads. A puzzle of sorts, to where others had failed, and you also almost failed.
Yeah, and Lauren says that we overthought the 13 heads, even though she just has that 13 heads in a circle. Are you not gonna overthink the 13 heads in a circle?
I stand by what I said. Continuing onward. Esperise and Ludin, you both were a little bit too eager to wait for the rest of the party to finish solving the cipher and the puzzle. And you both got Finger of Death twice.
Oh, that's what it was. Ah, I see.
You soon solved the puzzle and opened the doorway, leading you down further into the labyrinth, to which you found a gaping maw. And it took you a moment to figure out what it was exactly, but you found out that sleeping and hibernating beneath this labyrinth within the canyon was a massive Tarrasque. Eager to not wake it, you began to make your way across the cavern when you noticed, I believe it was 4 devils, winged devils hanging from the ceiling, or winged demons hanging from the ceiling, to which they engaged in combat. They're very feral, wanted to consume you and eat you as you had wandered into this cavern. You did escape. You killed most of them, but in order to keep the Tarrasque from waking up from its hibernation, you all thought it was a better idea to escape and leave as soon as possible. You continued on down deeper into this labyrinth and beheld a door. And that's where we return this evening. This door that was familiar to some of you within, I believe, the third or fourth episode of Fate's End. A door that opened in the middle of nowhere to a lavish feast hall, where a devil attempted to make a deal with all of you. And you all turned him down. But he's come back. We all return to that moment. The door has appeared. So
Is he playing the classical piano right now?
He's like, hello.
Oh, welcome to my chamber.
I
didn't see you there.
I think the piano plays itself. That's what I think.
Oh,
It's just self-playing piano. Very cool.
He was sitting
Even
at the
more
table
seductive.
pretending
So
to
he's a
play, and then
fraud.
puts his hands up, and then walks
Yeah.
back. Goes like, "Oh no, it plays."
When the door opened, he was sitting there in front of the piano. We're like, "Oh, he plays piano." Then he stood up and it kept going. We're like, "Ooh, this is
Oh,
Ben."
this is different.
Impressive, right?
We all return as the party stands before this door to what looks to be a pocket dimension. A massive feast hall with intricate tapestries hanging from the walls is just beyond the threshold from where you stand. And you see these long wooden tables that stretch out all the way back to the wall, each intricately carved with high back thrown armchairs that line all the way down. The ceiling stretches up into a blackened vault, and the beams curl and arch upward. Large tiered iron chandeliers are sparse throughout this space, with dozens of candlelight dripping warm light into this room. Oddly, the back wall is lined from the floor to the ceiling with hundreds, maybe thousands of candles in red-tinted glass votives. They continue around alongside of the walls, above the tapestries, and you guess possibly above the doorframe as well. You see a very handsome tiefling with deep crimson and horns that curl back. His skin is deep crimson. He smiles at you all, and his smile is infectious. His black hair falls over his face slightly as he presses the goblet up to his lips, and he wears a lavish crimson doublet made from brocade embroidered with fine gold thread. And last session, the last thing he said to you, as he looked at you all, battle-worn, drained, eager for rest because you know what is to come. And he asked, with a smile upon his lips, you are all in a bargaining mood. And he looks up once more, smiling, and asks, you all look so very, very tired and worn. So I'll ask again, are you all in a bargaining mood?
Ludin has no idea, obviously, what is going on. And he'll look to the other three, or, yeah, the three that might know what's going on.
We saw him before. He was in a door back in Lacambria, right? Or in the forest.
Are we outside of the door, by the way?
Yeah, I don't.
Yeah, you guys
Yeah,
are
it
just
was.
standing at the threshold at this point. You haven't gone it. Like, this is what you see inside that I put on screen. You see this through the doorway, and like you turn around and it's like nothing but dark, dank cavern, mud underneath your feet, and it's just this. It's very strange, because it's two sides of a coin, right? Completely different.
All right.
I'm gonna look at Finn. I'm gonna say, I think this is the same guy that you're talking about from the Cambria, but we didn't need his help then, do we? And I look around everybody and I say, do we really need help now?
Ludin will put his bow back in his pack. I mean, I'm good.
But, I mean, he's been following this whole time. He must know a lot about us.
He's gotta know something, right?
Hey, you know my name? What's your name?
Hello, sir. It is a pleasure to make your acquaintance. I believe my friend and I might be among the very few in our party who are not yet acquainted with you. May we ask you what we should call you?
You may call me Rylan, darling.
Ryland.
Thank you. Right.
Do you know my name, Ryland?
I know all of your names. But yes, I do know your name, Ludin.
What
See?
you know about me? Okay, I mean, like, obviously this is another Cyprian situation.
Yeah, and look how Cyprian turned out.
Ludin will go ahead and take a couple steps inside. I mean, like, he's not going to sit out here waiting for the Taras to bust
May I
out
ask, I'm
behind
going to
us.
gently just touch your hand as you're beginning to move through the door. May I ask, Ryland, it appears that you are putting forward an offer of hospitality, which we very much appreciate. I would like to ask, before we step through the threshold, what we might anticipate as we walk through the door. You know, just for safety purposes, it's not just door automatically shuts behind us, locking us in forever, or any of that kind of thing.
You stepping inside is accepting my invitation. I can have you leave whenever I wish.
Cool. I'm going to step inside.
I'll follow. We have to go with Ludin. Come on.
Please,
around.
there's an awful draft. I believe I still smell the Tarask's musk hovering in the air from behind you.
He is a little potent.
Oh, he smells awful.
Is this an invitation you want to accept, Pray?
I'm happy to lay down what I have to offer on the table if you're concerned about walking through. I do remember our last encounter. You were all quite fidgety and hesitant, as if I were to kill you if I want. Silly. If I wanted you dead, you'd already be dead, but, I am, in a more hospitable mood.
Appreciate your mood, and we apologize for any sort of insult that we might have caused with our previous behavior. But you will understand our hesitation here. You have said to meet the terms of your invitation when we enter. What are the terms of your invitation?
Let's just go ahead and put the terms down complete, as I have mentioned.
Thank you so much.
It seems that you are in dire need of it. I offer, as you can see, pure, uninterrupted rest, food, relaxation, so that you may all be at your greatest potential to face the corrupting morrow. Private rooms here, or if you prefer group room, I have those as well.
We
So
only
that you
do
may-
group rooms.
Of course.
We only do group
Groups
rooms.
do tend to plan and scheme, and you may do so. You're going to need to. And as a little added bonus to sweeten the pot, I will pay the price. Of course, it would be terribly awful to see another one of you suffer price of a 7 once more. As an added benefit, I'll even tell you something vitally critical about destroying the morrow. And he just kind of grins at you all as he manifests a hot meal before him, props his legs up, and the smell just wafts out towards you, hot broth and baked bread. And he leans forward and takes a bite of buttery flaked pie, and then leans back. Of course, you have to offer me something in return.
In order to step through the door, which is, I'm going one step at a time, right?
In order to accept the full terms of the bargain that I have laid before you,
Do you have another bargain?
that is my bargain. If you don't wish to accept it, you are welcome to leave now.
I just want to make sure that I'm clear. I've got to tell the queen because that's my job as her person. So I just want to make sure I'm clear to recap this. You're offering us rest. You're offering us information about the corrupting morrow, and that's it.
I'm offering to pay the price after
Oh,
you
no.
defeat.
You're offering to pay the price of the 7, and so we would have to accept your invitation to come in and then bargain. Perhaps.
So, in other words, for us to get rest, all we have to do is kill the morrow and let you take whatever boon it has to give afterwards.
That is correct.
Ludin starts to make himself comfortable as he sits down.
Of course. And he kind of leans up. Of course, you will need to offer something to me in return. Not a charity, of course, but I have offered you quite a generous set.
Ryland, just again, one step at a time. There is a draft. By stepping through the door, we are not automatically agreeing to anything. We may come in and sit down and discuss.
You may discuss outside if you wish.
Okay, I'll walk back outside.
Ben looks over at Rylan. He looks concerned. He's like, do you know what the prices are for the 7? Because, like, one of our friends died from one of them, so they're really serious. They're nothing to be taken, lightly.
Hence why I do express that you offer me something very, very good in return.
Do you have anything in mind?
I've purposefully left this up to you guys.
That's cool.
What do you think, Prey? Are you in a buying mood from the devil? Or a devil?
She just takes a moment to think, and she looks tired, more tired than you have ever seen her. Doesn't seem he's giving us much choice.
I think you're right. I mean, if he knows something that we need, we kind of have to get it from him, right? If we're going to win.
I will say we have killed every single 7 without information before. Just devil's advocate. Monster to a devil.
Yeah, but down here, everything seems harder, more vicious.
Okay. I just think to myself, like, if all he's offering us is rest and a little information.
Rylan,
And the other thing he's offering, because I think you called it a boon when you said it, is every time we kill a 7, we get cursed terribly in some way. He's gonna take that as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Rest, food. He will give you a vitally critical piece of information about the corrupting morrow. And what was the last thing? There was one more. And he'll pay the price. That's 4 things.
I guess I'll leave that more up to you guys. I'm fine. I think I was lucky enough not to really get too hurt in these last couple of battles, and spells don't really, And Ludo will just go put his back up against the wall and more just keep his eyes peeled for if anything is coming from the other direction. And just chill and wait.
You look behind you, and like the tunnel has shifted again.
Alright, that's cool. Just pop
It's
open
just, it
his,
was going left, and now it's going right.
pop open his bottle and just take us away.
I don't know what he wants, but I think any help we get could be useful.
I'm not against making some kind of arrangement. I just want to be absolutely sure we understand the terms before we move forward.
Samson, what's the difference between a devil's deal and a Fae's deal? Like, he offered us food. We're not supposed to eat Fae food. Can we eat, like,
Right.
devil food?
Yeah, I think in general you can trust a devil's deal. You can't trust a Fey deal. Like, yeah, I believe that they are bound by a more strict set of rules. Some of which are complicated. You just
Can
have to
I
read them.
do a religion check to see if I know anything about the rules of devil contracts?
Sure.
Yeah. Can I add that D8 from remembering the podcast?
Sure.
You can say no. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm gonna add a 6 to this check and add a 6 and a D8. Oh my god. So that's gonna be 19 plus 6. That's gonna be a 25.
Okay. You, devil deals, you know that a devil's deal can be accepted just by simply shaking their hand. You know that, what specifically, I want to try so I don't ramble on forever, what specifically do you want to know?
Well, I love that because that was part of the reason Asprice didn't want to go through the door because she wasn't sure if going through the door would be saying yes to the rest of everything else. But Samson was saying specifically that Fae rules don't have to abide by as many rules. Like, are devil contracts like by the letter and dependable and exactly what it says on the tin, or do devil contracts or devil agreements also have like trickery and misleading statements and things like that, or are they just here it is?
They can be. So you, I mean, if you wanted to like roll back the way he worded everything, you certainly could.
Okay.
But he could word it a way that it could be a loophole later.
Okay. Can I let me know
Insight
if this
check
is
it?
making it too mechanical? Can I give somebody, when I'm explaining this, can I give someone advantage on an insight check to think back about his words?
Sure.
Yeah. Either Finn or Luton, probably, whoever wants to make it.
I don't have my ring anymore, so.
An insight check?
Yeah. Where I'm saying, I'm telling Finn that I'm totally down to make this deal, but I want to make sure that we know what kind of deal we're making before we do it.
All right. 28. Oh, okay. Let me roll that again then.
Higher than a 28?
You know, it could be, but it's not. It's 24. 28. It's my
Okay.
highest.
So what are you insight checking what he said before?
I
Right?
think so. Yeah.
So he said, I offer all of you rest. Pure, uninterrupted rest so that you may be at your greatest potential to face the corrupting morrow. Private rooms here, or a group room if you prefer, so that you may plan and scheme your next moves to stop the morrow, and I will pay the price for the 7. It would be terribly awful to see another one of you suffer the price of a 7 once more. And as an added benefit, I'll tell you something vitally critical about destroying the corrupting morrow. As far as you can tell, he seems pretty straightforward. He could have possibly worded it to where, like, and I'll let you leave.
Yes, we want to adjust it so that he has to let us leave or something like this, so that we can decide when we are going to walk back out after our rest or something like this.
That seems fair.
Hey, Rylan.
You
How long do we...
You open the door.
Yeah. Hey,
he sits
is it-
up and he takes another swig of his glass, his feet propped up on the table.
Hey, we're trying... Yeah, sorry to interrupt. We're trying to get our offer together so that we can present you with something as a group about what we're willing to offer in exchange for this rest and information and all of that. How long would we need to rest for, and when would we get to leave? Like, is that like a 30-minute thing? Is that an 8-hour thing? Is it a 8-week thing?
You may take a long rest.
So 8 hours.
And then we
And
can
then-
leave?
And then we leave after exactly 8 hours.
You may
Yes?
leave. That is correct.
Okay, thank you. That's very
How-
good information.
How could you possibly defeat the 7 if I kept you here?
That's a very good point. I've been asking myself why you want us to kill the 7 so bad, but we're working that into our deal. So hang on. And I close the door.
Can we go in and talk to him now?
I don't
No,
think
He
so.
said we could leave.
no. I don't think
After
we're
we
allowed
go in.
He said that we're allowed to talk outside to discuss the deal.
So the way I understand it is that we have to make the deal to go in, and we have to pay him for all of those things. So what do we give him? Is that right?
Yeah, I got a rusty sword. I got
No.
2 longbows,
No.
4
Is
devil
it-
claw.
It's like the way you'd make a deal with myself or Prey. Like, you could offer me your first memory, or you could offer me, or you could offer Ryland like your 3rd kid or something. I don't know.
Is that a deal you accepted, Samson, before?
No, this is just examples. I see a lot of litigation. So I've just heard of a lot of things. It's been a long time.
Can we give like a collective price, like all of us together? And
Yeah, like
It seems like it.
okay.
It sounds pretty expensive, right? Like, he's given us a lot of stuff that we really want or could use.
what if we just don't take the information and take the rest? Or
But the
is it like a
information's
all or nothing?
important.
Well, I'm thinking more, is it an all or nothing deal?
Probably.
Because if it's super expensive, I'm not willing to give him a lot, if I'm being honest. I don't know him.
But you might not know you gave it.
Good point.
Hmm.
Hey, Rye.
He's just he's just kind of like got his goblet and he's just like swirling his finger in the wine, just staring bored at the door like
you made us talk outside, bro.
Hey,
this is all on you.
We get it. You're hot. It's fine. Hey, listen, is it all or nothing, or are these just the things you have for sale, or is it like a buy one get one situation?
I would prefer for it to be a package deal.
Okay, but if we only wanted one thing, we could potentially ask for that, right? It's everything, guys. We gotta get all of it. So
Love
it's all or
that
nothing. Close the door.
Do we have any understanding of what interested them? Is it, you said the third born son, but I don't know how many children I'm going to have. Otherwise, I would say, my seventh daughter or something like that. But what if I have so many daughters?
7. I mean, wow.
I mean, if you've got 7, you can give one away, surely. Let me get IT on this.
For another time.
I got stuff.
Yeah, what kind of things would you want?
The throne of the gloaming court. Is that up for grabs?
That's absolutely not happening.
Well, it's got to be something of equal value for all of us, right? So that it all comes together as one thing. Like, Prey's throne is not equal value to all of us.
What about our party name, so that we are no longer called the Silence?
Well, it took us so long to decide that.
I feel like
Then we're back to square one.
We'll never have another name.
Ryland's team, that's what we're going to be called.
And also the value on that's way down. Brand recognition of the Silent is incredibly low.
But what if we offer to wear his logo on our person?
Like merchandise.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. So I cast
That's
legend.
Too low.
I cast legend lore, and it says they want souls. They want the downfall of other demons sometimes, so other devils, but demons. Occasionally, the celestials, like angels, if they've got a beef. To rule, they want rule over others, power. Anything we give them that gives them power, or anything we have that gives them power over us, perhaps. And then revenge. It says revenge is number 6.
If we promise him all the fiends that are currently waiting for the 7, when we defeat the 7, if we can convince them that there is a significantly more powerful host for them to follow.
Why not?
You could have a really large army.
He could have every soul that I kill from my bow. All I care.
It's a really good one. But that's also really
scary. That's really pretty bad, but it's also super. That sounds okay. First of all,
they deserve to die if I'm killing them.
And to be fair, if it were me and you offered me that, I would give you whatever you wanted. That's a really good offer.
Cool.
Really nice.
Does that mean everybody we kill would have to go down here?
Well, I think everybody. Does it matter? After we kill them, they're dead anyway.
But
what?
I don't know.
Stop thinking about the afterlife, and they're just dead.
That's the thing. They're not just dead. That's the thing about souls. They always go somewhere, whether it's the hells, or Celestia, or back to the Feywild. Or people don't die. Souls don't disappear.
Well,
so if you take it from him, it will go to him. Let's just keep that one in the back pocket, because that might be the sweetener we need.
Okay, whatever. Ludo will sit back down.
There's nowhere to sit unless you sit on the mud.
I'm gonna. If Ludin looks tired, I'll mold earth him a chair.
There we go.
Out of where there's rocks or stone or whatever.
God, you guys got some feet adjust. Okay, cool.
Yeah, it reclines up.
Whoa, this thing is ergonomic.
Well, maybe. Is there somebody maybe that he hates that we can help enact revenge on?
So many people we have to kill already, guys.
Do we think that he hates the model? I would honestly like to know why he wants to assist us in this, or if he just thinks we have good things to trade.
I was going to ask that personally, but then you shut the door.
I I didn't shut the door.
Samson did.
No, I shut the door because he can't answer that question before we make the deal. He's not going to do that.
Well, it might give us more information.
Hey, devil, can you tell us your motivations? Truthfully this time, though.
Well, you said the devils are more truthful than Fae.
I didn't say they were stupid.
That's a good point.
Stupid to Samson.
It seems like he's lonely in there and he wants to talk to us. He
Okay,
keeps following us
Finn.
around.
No,
He
no,
probably-
we're not doing that anymore. Nope.
Hey, maybe you could offer him your friendship.
Ooh.
I think that'd be cool. I would do that.
All right.
Well, he's
So,
going to ask you something like, will I be your best friend, even over La Vie, or something.
You get Finn's face right now. Just shock that came over his face. Tread carefully, Finn. It's good to be poor.
okay.
I am not asking this of you. I am saying, devil's advocate, this might be what he would ask you if he wants your friendship.
Well, could we just go ahead and see if the bow thing is good? I'll maybe just go every third person I kill, he gets every third soul. I could time it out correctly, but I feel like if say he doesn't even want, and we're say that's all we needed, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I think he would quite like it. But it would just be the ones that you killed, yeah?
Yeah, I guess. I mean, I'm fine with it, y'all. It's not. I promise you, I don't think about the dead that I kill. I think about my friends, because those are the ones that matter.
Aww.
But
not
could
dead,
only one of us could only one of us make a deal for all of us, or would we all have to give something each?
You could ask
Well,
him. He's
technically,
right there.
technically, Luda needs all of us to keep him alive, so we're helping out.
Yeah.
I think that
What
it's.
Sin said.
I think.
Group
What?
project.
Yeah, I think it's a group project that I don't think we all have to contribute something, but our collective effort needs to be enough.
We're graded based on the final project, not on how much each of us individually contributed to it.
Hey, we should come up with more things just in case he's like, that's not enough.
Well, then we
Right?
just close the door and we come
Yeah,
up
we
with
just go okay.
Because I feel like it's...
The door begins to open the moment you knock, and then he says that, and you shut the door again.
It's I open up.
Wait, hold on.
So I heard from a big bird over there that you might like souls.
You've deduced quite the piece of information about devils.
Yes. What if I gave you every soul that I kill?
Every soul that you
That
kill.
I kill.
He sits up and he puts his feet down. And he leans forward. He looks very interested. Well, now that is quite an offer.
Cool.
I would like to make just one minor amendment. That you must, every month, collect at least 2 souls. Seeing as you eventually will stop your adventuring, of course. But
Yeah, the irony of that amendment is you're offering me 1 night of rest for a lifetime of servitude. I wouldn't say that that's very fair.
you would only have to. So he's saying you would only have to. He would only have to do it. Kill 2 people a month.
Exactly.
Forever.
Can you accrue?
Oh,
Can you accrue?
It's a stack. It's a stack.
No, it's not like.
So
Okay, if I
I only
kill-
have. So I
if I
need to
kill
kill 24
tomorrow.
people.
Yeah, we kill more than 2 people a month, so.
Yeah, can we stack it up?
What about a really big soul? If he kills like the Pope, does that count for 10 years?
What is your counter offer? That's what he's asking for.
feel like someone else needs to give something because that's too many for. Because I mean, at a certain point, I'm gonna run out of people that I'm angry at, or I'm gonna get tired. And
Is that
just get
possible?
old. Well, I'm gonna get tired and old, and then I can't retire in the woods like I want to. You know what I mean?
Do animals
What?
count?
I guess I could do what I kill for food.
I don't think it's very nice, but do animals count?
No.
Oh,
In this world,
What-
animals don't have.
Or what about one soul a month for 20 years, and then I'll give you one soul of your choice.
Look at
Are
this
there any
bargaining,
limitations
this
on what
bargaining
song?
man.
Yeah, not anybody here, but one soul of your choice, not someone here.
He smiles and he goes, I like that. I think that's a very acceptable offer.
I don't want to do this thing for 20 years, y'all. Like, let me just, with the bow,
Well,
kill
how
whoever
many-
with the bow.
How many years do you want to do it?
I would
I
much
think
rather
that-
just curse the bow and then me just kill everybody in this, campaign. And then the next
Okay.
campaign and the campaign
How
after
about-
that. But I mean,
Here's the way we can do it. 365 souls. However long it takes him to get that many souls, plus one of your choice from Samson.
Not anybody here, but one choice. I'll give it to you. And 365, whoever Ludin chooses.
should we share the burden so Ludin doesn't have to be the only one?
I would be fine with this.
one. Okay, so
I mean,
that's
we're killing people for free, so
that's about, cut that in half. That's about 180 something souls, I think. Let me make sure. Esperise, you wanna hop in on this?
What
They
happens to
have
these
souls,
when they-
Danielle. They're just not worth as much.
Rylan,
wow.
what happens to these souls when they get to you?
Don't ask questions you don't want to know the answer to, Esperise.
I do want to know the answer to it.
What happens after we die? He just smiles at you.
Fine.
Cool, I guess you'll eat them. So we are all going to kill people for 20 years.
No, 365 souls.
360 for 1 year.
365 souls
365 plus a special one.
between
For
all
one
of us.
normal,
and then
non-sexy
Samson-
year.
182 and a half if me and Prey do it.
Well, I am also doing it.
Okay, so let me do that real quick.
So that's like
I think-
120 something.
Hey,
121.
Akron, if you agree, don't say anything.
Oh, Akron. The pacifist. I wouldn't have expected you to agree.
And he's not saying a word. It's crazy.
Oh my god.
So that's roughly 121 souls each. If 4 of us do it, Finn, you want to hop in?
Yeah, so you don't have to do all of it. I'll do some.
Divided by 4, 91 souls each. And Samson,
Just to specify, these do not roll backwards. Souls that people that we have already killed, their souls do not go to you.
Yeah, otherwise we'd be like done.
We're talking about, yeah,
I
we
definitely
Well, we're talking about-
100%.
These are-
Specify that
these are
Samir
future.
does not. Samir is not going to belong to this man.
That's right.
Yeah?
He looks at Esperise and he just smiles and he goes, very clever. Yes. Starting when our deal begins, we will take into account future souls that you kill. Moving forward after the deal is made.
What are the conditions of assisted suicide?
What? What?
Oh my goodness.
Wait. What?
In the future,
Wait.
if a Faye was like, it's my time to die, and I assisted him, am I sending them to you?
We pull up the safety sheet real quick.
I mean, you did kill them, technically.
Esperes,
If I'm not
just
killing
stay
It
away
was
from
part of her
them.
job. It's
Like the
Esperes.
It
temple-
is part of a job, yes.
I think our goal would be
Those
murder
ju-
73 people as fast as you can. And then when your quota is done,
Well, let's Hey, can we? So Rylan, just to be clear, you'll accept 365 souls of our choice, and I'll take one of your choice. And in exchange, we get our long rest. You're going to give us information about the morrow, and you're also going to give us one other thing.
Food, rest,
Food,
information
rest.
about the corrupting morrow, and he's going to pay the price for the corrupting morrow.
And pay I always forget about paying the price. That's such a good idea. And then we're going to give you all these souls.
that's a lot of souls, Samson. If we had 360,
I just want to Yeah, I just wanna make sure it's-
people for cannon fodder, that would be amazing.
Just want to make sure that that we have the terms correct.
That is correct. All 365 souls that you all kill before you die.
Before any of us die?
Otherwise, your soul will be forfeit.
No, see,
So
now
if
we're
one of
adding.
us dies before we finish the 365, we qualify as one of the souls going to you. Or is it just if we are all dead?
He's essentially saying it, like, he's essentially preventing a loophole where it's like, well, if I die, then I don't, like, he's preventing
Okay.
a loophole.
But
Like, where
if
you.
one of the people who agrees dies before we do it the 365, they're not sent directly to him so long as the rest of them do finish the 365.
Yes. Okay.
Okay.
He'll accept that.
Okay, because it's not like if Finn goes unconscious in the next battle, immediately to Rylan.
Yeah, no,
kind of thing.
it is.
Okay.
I'm talking about dead.
Okay.
Triple dead.
Like if if Finn got disintegrated and there was no way to bring him back.
At least I get a
Anyways,
friend in
I'm
the
gonna get
afterlife.
later.
Carl.
I can bring Finn back. We got Cynthia right now.
Oh, Cynthia will
what if
also
we
join
give you
in.
her?
Cynthia.
Luda goes like, why that price is way too high. He's not willing to pay that. Okay, guys. Cynthia stays. She's a
Look,
member of
she
this party.
is strange. You like those things, right? Look at her. She looks.
She's great.
I have the best hearing out of everyone in this party. Let's all stay on task.
She would be great on the
Cynthia
piano.
willing to join the 365.
Yes.
Yeah, we go. Are we
Happily.
good? Are we good? Is this what we're gonna do?
Do we
Okay, well,
have a bargain?
Let's go through the deal one more time to make sure that we do have a bargain. And Ludin will be like, we'll make sure. And slowly shut the door one last time. All right, guys. Gonna be wordy for word, crafty here, right? So in exchange for one long rest, information, food, and rest. Oh, and the boon.
No,
he's going
no,
to
and
take
he's gonna take the.
The curse.
The prize.
Is it a boon? It's not
That's
a
what I
boon,
mean, it's-
right?
it's-
Oh, it's a curse.
Boon means a good thing.
Oh, I know.
I-
It's Vera's boon to whoever kills her monster. So
I
that's
have
the
not
way
slept in like 4 weeks. It's been awful.
So in exchange for this group as a group, transferring over the next 365 souls, not souls that we choose, the next 365 souls that we murder to him. Even if one of us dies, the rest are bound to complete this duty.
And Samson's last soul.
Yes, and Samson's special soul.
Yep, 1 soul of Ryland's choice, not any of the 6 of us.
So roughly 61 people for each of us to kill over however long period it takes. I would just say that
61 souls.
I would just say that we would need to be a little bit more specific on who we murder.
I mean,
civilians.
you should do that regardless, but you know.
I'm thinking a lot more so. I'm thinking a lot more like there is no such thing as collateral damage anymore. Not from our party, at least. Every little thing that we do turns into layers.
Would he qualify like sending a military troop to their doom to be murdering those men?
I feel like we need to. I mean, that's a good question, though, right?
We could say die by our hand.
What about?
And then that would avoid dying by our command.
Yeah.
We have to roll to hit, and then they have to be reduced to 0 hit points within our line of sight, and then their soul goes to Rylan.
What about 365 souls with ill intent
Against us?
against us?
Would it need to be all of us or just one?
Right, so, okay. So in order for us... So we would need something specific to happen, just in case we kill something that we think is probably best not in his hands. Like what
Yeah,
if
does
we
he
give him
get
like
the
a
soul
little
of the
stamp?
7? Does he
Maybe.
get Vira's soul? if we
I
have to
don't
kill
think
him?
they have souls
Why not?
because they're evil.
Well, no, I'm saying even if he could get them, why not?
I mean, I don't know. Vera's like a god. I don't know if gods have souls.
I mean,
Can I
even
make
if
a
she
religion
did,
check to
it's
see if
not like.
God has a soul?
What is she trying to do with it but
I would
destroy the
also-
world anyway?
I would also like to make the God Soul check.
I'll make a God Soul check.
I'm proficient in
Sure.
God Souls.
Go ahead.
I'm also
mean-
proficient. I got a natural
You
one.
got a natural one, Esprit.
I also got a natural one.
Oh my god.
I got a 13.
Question is too big.
Wait.
I got a
Wait, is it a
13.
religion check?
I
It's
would-
a religion
I only
check.
have
Yeah.
a +1.
I have 13.
Yeah, you're on a 13. You're gonna know whether or not God has a soul.
I got an 18.
That is a really hard philosophical question that I don't feel like is written even like in the Bible, in our modern day Bible. So I'm gonna say that you don't know. Maybe, who knows?
All right, cool. Well, I mean, at the worst comes to worst, what's she doing with her soul right now anyway? Trying to destroy
Yeah.
the world.
Yeah, I
I'm
was gonna
gonna-
say, let's be real. Any 7 that we've destroyed probably came here anyway. Like, we probably see the mother somewhere around here, so they're probably down here.
I'm gonna theorize that gods can't be killed, and therefore we could never kill the god, and therefore we would never go to hell.
Then why are we doing all this?
Because we're getting rid of the 7. The 7's not a god, right?
Yeah,
Or
but
is-
Vera's gonna be at the end of this. I hope we can kill a god because we're gonna have to.
you
Whether
can
or not we can
banish
kill her,
them.
We can put her in a very small box. At
I
the
feel like
Yeah,
we're getting a little
boxes,
off track again. Like,
under
like this-
mountains.
we got to be
like-
really specific about this deal.
She can hear you from anywhere. Okay.
I would like to, Lord, what I would like to do is I would like to roll a persuasion check with advantage to get this wording fucking perfect. Because I'm with the assistance of everyone else in a long conversation that we've been having to get this information across to him. Of getting the long rest, the information, the food, and his taking the boon in exchange for 365 souls. The next 365 souls that we
With
kill
ill intent.
directly by our own hand as a group, individuals within a group.
Like hand,
And
we
then-
gotta like get in there and strangle them or something.
That we kill on purpose with
That's what
intent
it
to kill them. So like soldiers we send somewhere don't count, but us throwing rocks at somebody until they die does count. Plus the one special soul from Samson in exchange for what he has offered us.
Okay. He will also add to that his portion where if one of you dies, the rest of you will have to carry on. If all of you die before the souls have been completely fulfilled, all of your souls will be forfeit.
Sure.
Okay. Okie dokie.
And you will live in your soul will be sent to Avernus.
Not here with him in the banquet hall.
What is your idea of a Avernus Finali? Well, this is really nice.
I mean, we're special.
That's what Levi tells you, Finn.
Player character.
Hey, yeah, I want to piggyback on what Deanna was doing. Can I use my Zodiac stuff to make like some paper and write this all down and maybe do some sort of intelligence check so that's written for all of us to sign and the way we wrote it, so we know there are no tricks or hidden ink or anything like that.
Sure, go ahead.
What kind of role?
What do you want?
What do you mean?
I want to write it down in an intelligent way as a character so that it cannot be interpreted in another way outside of what we mean.
I guess
Okay.
the question is, do we need to roll for it, or does it just happen?
So give me an intelligence roll then. Just straight intelligence.
With advantage, and I'm gonna nudge Finn until he gives you guidance.
Yeah.
Does feel like
And
negotiating.
for some
a wish,
reason,
though.
is Akron freaking out of bardic inspiration?
I don't think we'll need it for this.
Is
All right.
Akron out of bardic's
I don't think
inspirations
so.
before you start dealing with Ludin's life? Mm-mm.
I don't know if he is or not.
I'm gonna walk over and give Samson a hug.
I'll call Brandon
And you
right now, I
feel-
promise you.
The beautiful warmth of guidance flow through you and tingle down your fingers.
Yeah.
I feel so
Um,
tingly.
I got
I feel so guided.
with the guidance, I got an 18. If I'm doing straight intelligence, then this is a 22.
Okay.
And I'm putting in some parentheses, like, I don't know how lawyers do it, where they put all the notations for the court cases they're citing. It's like,
Yeah.
usually,
there's a "don't fuck with me, bro," but in
there's usually in the footnotes, and then at the very end, they
Yeah.
attach appendix to it.
Yeah,
and then you
it
have
says,
to go
like-
through and cite through all that.
this deal is subject to infernal law, and therefore all that stuff. It's
Okay.
great.
All right. So, yeah, you are able to write that very intelligibly and list out all of basically what we have said here. You guys will collect 365 souls collectively. If one of you dies, the rest of you will have to carry that burden until the 365 the 365 plus Samson's 1 is fulfilled. Then if you all die before that, all of your souls are forfeit. If you all die before the 365 plus the 1 from Samson is given, then all of your souls are forfeit to Avernus and in the control of Rylan. He's going to give you rest, food, critical information about the corrupting Morrow, and he is going to take the curse that comes with killing the Morrow. Have I missed anything?
I believe so.
All right.
Well, it's the souls that we killed. She said with our own hands, correct? Okay, cool. Not commanded to die or anything of that nature. Basically.
Yes.
Cool. Yeah. Otherwise, we good.
That will be noted, yes. All right. You write it up. You have your contract.
Hey, Rad, we're ready now. Why don't you review this for us? Hand
He
it to him.
he puffs in a whiff of smoke and just appears before you, taking the contract from your hands. And he looks it over. And he looks at you all and he goes, "Just one small minor amendment that I would like to add. Or appendice, whatever you call it. In order for me to take the curse that comes with defeating the corrupting Morrow, I am going to need one of you all to burn this sealed scroll before the Morrow takes its final breath." And he just kind of holds his hand out, and a scroll with deep crimson wax surrounding the entire outer rim of the scroll appears before you, and he holds it out.
Can we read this scroll, or is it just?
It's sealed.
Oh, cool.
You just want us to burn it before that we kill it?
Exactly. What this will enable you all to do is whoever carries out the final blow will be negated and it will be sent to me. This I swear.
Cool. Bloop. Put it inside the bag of holding.
As it's going into the bag of holding, just a quick check. What do my elf eyes see? Is it illusionary in any way? Is it not what it appears to be?
It is. As you look at it, it is a legit. I mean, it's a magically binding contract.
Okay.
There's nothing outside. Like, it's magical, but it's magical in the sense that it is a magical contract of sorts.
Yeah, while you're looking that over, hey, just out of curiosity, because this deal's basically done, why do you want to take on the boon?
The curse?
Yeah.
It's not really information worth revealing. Let's just say that our paths are aligned, and your goals align with my goals.
Cool.
You lived down here a long time?
This is my retreat. I don't stay in here often, but I do enjoy this bit of inner sanctum of sorts.
How long has the corrupting Morrow been down here?
A very, very long time. As you will surely find out soon. He signs, he manifests a quill and signs this contract.
Is there a and while he's signing, there's like a feast hall around us, right?
Mm-hmm.
I take one of the forks, put it in my pocket.
Okay.
I want to take a gander at some of these plates.
I wanna specify that there is nothing on the tables. Like, there was a massive feast the first time you met him, but there's nothing now.
So there are no forks?
Mm-mm.
Oh, there's nothing on the tables at all? They're completely bare?
They're
or
just
are they
bare.
set with no food?
They're
Is there
just-
like servingware or just...
Yeah, is it just like sitting out? I mean, I'm looking at a photo on the floor.
The photo
It looks like
has
there.
plates on it.
It looks like
That's-
there's things.
That's what it would have looked like the first time you saw it. But currently there's
Okay,
nothing
I
on the
had in my
table.
head that there was no food, but it was set. It's not set at all. It's just
Yeah.
a table.
And they were waiting for it to, like, it was gonna appear like it's in Hogwarts, you know, like in the Great Hall. It's just gonna appear on the plates. But it's not like that.
I initially said it was bare,
bare.
but like if you
Bare.
accept the contract, he will manifest food for you all.
I wait for the forks to appear and then I take it.
Okay. As soon as everyone signs, he signs, everyone else signs. The moment each of you sign, Finali, the moment you sign, there's like a little bit of black that kind of goes up your arm. Almost like there's like charcoal. And the same thing goes for you, like, for you, Esperise, your fingertips are blackened like Wanda Maximoff's fingers, so that any spells you cast. Priaria, you look, your daggers immediately just are black as obsidian dragon glass, and they have a subtle smoke to them. And then Ludin, your bow just, you watch as like black ink just shoots up your bowstring, and just there's this kind of like eminence of smoke that just kind of wafts off of it, as well as your arrows. Samson, it depends on what you shapeshift into.
At any given time, right?
Mm-hmm.
I like to imagine that all my animal shapes now have stripes on them, and that I've got like one of those like tribal band things around my forearm going around.
Lovely. Well, are you
Is
going
it like-
to come?
Is it like a tattoo? Will it fade as we drop souls? As we deliver the souls, will it start to fade?
It certainly can, if you wish.
cool. I've always wanted a
So-
tattoo.
You have a
I'm just
tattoo.
You have.
I'm
You
just.
have multiple tattoos.
I'm just.
I
No.
always wanted a tattoo.
No, I get what Finn's saying. I'm glad we all got matching tattoos now.
Yeah, they're
it's
like
not the same.
friendship tattoos.
Yeah, it's like we all got friendship tattoos.
Yeah, you
So
all
fun.
have friendship tattoos.
Thank you.
Lodi just
very
looks at
much
his
for
bow
your-
and then puts it back in it. And he
Thank
gives
you
it.
so much for your patience, Rylan. Would you mind joining us for dinner so we can discuss what it is that you wish to reveal about the corrupting world?
Of course, please take a seat. And he just kind of invites you in, and he kind of runs his fingers across the table, and you see these beautiful ceramic plates just kind of manifest before.
Question.
Go ahead.
Do they look at all like Ermir's plate?
They do. Actually, I was about to say. They do. They look very similar, but with different markings. You actually see instead of I believe it was satyrs. Yeah, satyrs that went around his plate. There are little devils that are going around the plate in gold.
So cute.
But it's like China, but it's unsettling. Like as you're kind of looking down at the designs, it's like little devils holding like severed heads. It's like this is such a pretty like filigree design. But like the closer you look, you're like, oh. It's like the opposite of Rococo. But it feels very Rococo.
It's Rocco, no.
Yeah,
What's that artist that does the Dante's Inferno paintings? It's just full of that.
Oh, Hieronymus Bosch?
Yeah, Hieronymus
Bosch.
Bosch, like the I'm sitting at a whole chicken. That guy.
There you
Yeah, that's on our plates.
and he manifests this just piles of food, fresh baked bread, cheeses, game like deer, a variety of like mushrooms and root vegetables that are just kind of steaming in these beautiful like silver kind of like chalices with lids on them, and just the immediately in a swoop, like you see that steam just immediately begin to waft off of the table.
Finn will start taking like the roots and the mushrooms and start just putting on his plate. So Rylan, like you told us your name, but do you have like a title down here? Even though it's just a vacation home.
You may call me Rylan. My friends call me Rylan.
Aww. Do you hear that, guys? We're his friends.
What do your enemies call you?
Much more unsatiable words, I'm sure.
Fair enough.
So you're not like a duke or like, I don't know, a king or something?
Not quite a king. Suppose you could say, in the mortal realm, I would be considered a prince of sorts.
Okay. Do you know a lot of people in the mortal realm?
Yes, very intimately. And he just kind of leans forward and just kind of like takes a deep breath, and as he exhales, all the votive candles just flicker like they're gonna die out, and his eyes just burn a very bright red.
Okay.
Keep in mind, from floor to ceiling, all the walls are just covered with these votive candles, very similar to like entering a Catholic cathedral, where you have those red votives that are just everywhere. Casting
Well,
just
the
a
devil's
pale.
theme is Catholicism. Excellent.
You really like candles.
He looks over and he goes, "Why don't you take a closer look?"
Okay. Take a closer look at one of the little votives.
You get up from your chair and you walk over to one of the votives and you kind of lean down, and as you're watching the hot wax move, you see like like a small person, a face, just kind of trying to crawl out, grab the wax, and they're like, you can't hear anything, but you see them mouth the words, "Help me," and like they're trying to like claw their way up the sides of the glass, and you see the candle kind of sputter and flicker, and then they just kind of slip back down into the wax.
Finn will jump back. Whoa! These are souls!
One normal dinner. Just wanted one normal dinner.
Yes, I'm very excited about adding 365 more to my chambers.
you sure you're-
66.
66, yes.
Are you sure you're gonna have room?
This place is much larger than just this room alone, feel I. There are many chambers, windows and doors.
Rylan, how powerful are you?
I just asked them how powerful they are.
Why? I feel like if out of
Oh my
everyone
God,
that
you
we've talked
can't
to,
just
he would
ask
probably
somebody
be
how
the most.
powerful they are, Luden.
I feel like he's obviously more powerful than all of us.
We're
It's
not
not like-
even at dessert yet.
He knows me. He knows I get straight to the point.
That's a very interesting question, Luden. Not one I'm sure I know how to answer. It's as though you're asking, why is the sky blue?
It'll rank it between 1 and 30 on some arbitrary scale that didn't make a whole lot of sense.
I know that there are gods, I know that there are demons, and I know that there are devils. Is there an antithesis to a god, and are you that?
I wouldn't say I was necessarily a god. Although I'm flattered that you might think me so.
Just interested.
But are you as powerful as a god?
No. Not yet, at least.
You have a god?
God is not someone we typically look up to. But where I come from, my kind, in a way I am God. I do not live under the rules of a deity that tells me what to do and what to say. I make my rules.
With my earlier 28 about devils, would it be fair for me to ask, what level do you lord over?
How many rings of hell are there? 12?
9.
Nine.
And they're, I think, the 7 deadly sins, and then a level of war, and another level.
I think it mirrors Inferno, right?
Let me look, because
It's
Jesus.
not Dante's Inferno. It's the 7 deadly sins. Each have a level in, at least in D&D.
Yeah,
It
so
might be different,
I'm looking at like it's the first is limbo, second is lust, third is gluttony, fourth is avarice and prodigality. Fifth is wrath and silliness, sixth is heresy, seventh is violence, eighth is fraud, and ninth is treachery.
Yeah.
Can't
Y'all
be
My
violence.
question is based entirely on my understanding of traditional D&D hell. If it's different here, I totally get it. But the princes of hell are usually lords of a level of hell.
He did
That-
say he was a prince.
He is
That's where my
definitely
question's coming from.
he's definitely a prince. I haven't decided that yet.
totally
Sounds-
Just
fine.
one of-
Sounds like he doesn't want to tell us.
Yeah.
That's totally
he
fair.
is. I didn't expect you to ask that. He is. We'll say, because I do have an idea in mind for him. He is somewhere between the 5th and the 9th. He's one of those. He is in there.
Okay.
A
Okay.
lower level prince of hell.
He's a big deal.
Okay.
Ooh.
Well, I
Danny's so
can say-
turned on. Ew, do
No, when he
tell.
blew out all these candles, Danny was like,
I was like, I need a moment.
"Oh, you've got all the souls trapped in the candles? Wow. How tall are you with the horns?"
Well, Ryland, I will say I support your ascent as soon as possible. Current leadership could probably use a little bit of riling up, considering how well they've done with the world.
He places his fingertips against each other and smiles this very big you can see his incisors as he smiles, and he looks at you with the kind of confident stare that is just he doesn't blink as he smiles at you.
We'll raise a glass and just...
He
Oh,
raises
that's-
the glass as well, and he will
He is
sip it.
Being that he is a prince, would the current management not be his father?
Whomever.
Do you have a dad?
He
Lucky.
he crosses his arms. Do you?
Ooh.
Ooh.
Too soon.
I mean, I
Don't go
did.
Like yesterday. Oof.
You already knew that.
That's not very cool, right? Hey, could you tell us about the thing we came here to learn?
Yes, of course. The corrupting morrow. You all know it is one of divination. You all know it knows every possibility, future, past, present. I don't know what Daniel's laughing at. I hope it's not me.
No, it's myself. I'm so sorry.
Okay. It knows the future, the past, and the present. But what if I told you that it knows every possibility, save for one?
I'd say that is a very interesting fact. That is probably really important knowledge to know. And I hope that it's that we win in this possibility.
Knowing would greatly increase your chances. You see, it knows everything that happens in all time and space. It knows all that is, and all that could be. Say, for its own death.
Does it not see itself in its own visions? Or does it die multiple times in different ways in all the different times so it can never be sure which one it lives in?
It does not know its own fate and how it will end.
I do. He'll pull out and just start picking the crap out of his nails with one of his black arrows.
That makes sense though, because I mean, when Levi was talking to me about the future, he said even the gods can't really see what's going to happen next. But how does that help us? If it can see everything leading up to its death, how are we supposed to kill it?
Might be something for you all to mull over this evening. You're
said
all
that,
so very clever. And obviously powerful. There must be some way that information would be of use.
Sure. I think we'll kill it.
What did it used to be?
What did the corrupting morrow used to be? Is that what you're asking?
Yeah.
I don't know if he's going to tell us that, Finn, because he only promised to tell us one thing.
We are friends, though.
Could be wrong. It's true, we are friends.
Friends merely speak. This
That's-
is merely speech.
Yeah, just a conversation between friends.
Used to be a piece of Vera.
Not a good answer.
I knew you guys like we already
We
knew that.
it already.
Hmm.
Was it a specific piece, like a foot?
A foot.
Maybe her anxiety around spiders. I don't know.
Probably her overconfidence.
The pieces to which we speak are pieces of Vera's wrath. They're not necessarily conventional body parts that we are all so intimately familiar with.
That's fun.
We are learning that Rylan is intimately familiar with feet. Anyway, Rylan, thank you so much for the information and the excellent meal. Unless there is anything else you wish to share with us.
No, I have shared with you all that you need. Throughout this conversation, he will look at both Finali and Ludin. His eyes will dart to Finali and Ludin a lot.
Well, if you could show us to our rooms that are conveniently down hallways that will allow us to sneak away from our rooms without being noticed by the others, go right ahead.
You all wish to stay together, or do you prefer individual room?
Come now, Rylan, you know me.
I don't think we've ever had not shared rooms. Like, we almost always group up.
And if that's the case, why not try something different, right?
So
I'd like my own room.
Ludin wants his own. I figured. Ludin wants his own room, and the rest of the group will stay together in one room. He snaps his fingers, and as he does, you watch as the candles begin to burn brighter. If you've ever seen a candle with a wick that's too long, there's kind of like this black smoke that kind of bustles above it, and you watch as smoke begins to kind of fill the room and like hit the ground, and this almost like a black sheet is being pulled up from the ground. You see this black shadowy creature that just kind of like hunches their shoulders over, and he goes, "Will you show our guests to their room?" And the creature, you can see it looks like a woman. And she just kind of looks at you all with hollowed eyes. Her eyes are not there. Very skeletal structure. And she just looks at you all and she goes, "Ugh." And she begins to just float in the direction of one of the hallways.
So much.
I guess we should follow her.
As we walk away, are we going to be taking watches tonight? Or
I don't think so.
The deal was pretty ironclad.
Do you not trust him, Reese?
it's not that I don't trust him, it's that we are currently being led down the hallway by a shadow creature. And there are people screaming for their lives out of every candle that flickers down the hallway.
Would it make you more comfortable if we took watches?
It's fine.
I'm not entirely sure we can take watches. We're promised uninterrupted sleep. It might not be possible to take a watch.
I'm going to flick my eyes to Finali and say, "Is what he said," and then keep heading towards the room because I know some people are getting out of bed tonight.
Finn's like looking around like, what? Me? No.
Miss Breeze will do her face washing and start going to bed.
Yeah, Luden doesn't even go in his room. He just sits outside and waits for everybody to just walk in theirs. I mean, he might wait on Finn if Finn's gonna come out, but like, I'm obviously gonna have a talk with our newfound friend, who's almost as powerful as a god. Come on, guys.
Finn's gonna like deduce that Luden's probably gonna do that. So he'll be like, I need to go to the bathroom. And he'll like slip out.
Okay, Finn. Yeah.
I'll be right back.
So you slip out by yourself, Finalai?
Gosh, I thought you'd take forever. Come on. Start going and walking back towards the hallway.
I think Reese knows we're going.
Okay.
She kept
Reese-
like glancing back when she was putting on her.
I gave Reese a book that no one has any good reason to have. I think she'll be fine. And he'll continue to walk forward.
You know about the book?
Finn, I hold almost everything in this party in this bag. Come on. I know about the book.
Did you know we opened it?
And Luden stops. It's like, what?
Yeah,
I
and
see
it
she
had
did.
an
What happened?
eyeball that fell out of the front of it.
Okay, Finn. An eyeball.
No,
that
it's
fell-
true. And it had bloody veins that went through it when
I
Esprit
just
touched
don't
it.
I don't want to know anymore. That's cool. Y'all got it. Like, just don't die. Okay. At this point, everybody's making deals.
I think
Y'all-
it's gonna do like the exact opposite. I think it's gonna make sure Reese doesn't die.
means I made the right decision getting to her, right?
Yeah, I think so too. She seems a lot happier now that, she's able to explore the book.
Awesome.
So what are you gonna ask Rylan?
I have a couple of things I've been thinking about. You know,
You're
a
not
lot-
gonna like give yourself up or anything, right?
No, that's not the plan. I hope we can come to a deal because I'm willing to go a couple of extra steps further to make sure Rylan has the world that he wants, as long as I can live in it the way that I want to, if that makes sense.
Okay. I just don't want to lose you or anything, you know?
What are you gonna ask him?
I'm not sure yet. I kind of just wanted to go talk to him, you know? Maybe I'll ask for something, but I think he's kind of cool.
Okay, Finn. After you.
Okay.
You guys continue down the hallway. And this place is a bit like a labyrinth itself. It's very immaculate. There are different rooms. And but it's almost as if you're being pulled in a direction. As if the house is somewhat sentient. Or this, it's not really a house, but this magnificent mansion of sorts is pulling you in a direction based on the master that commands it. And you walk into a study just as elaborate as the rest of this place, and just sitting in a chair, not doing anything, as if expecting you, with two chairs next to him in front of a burning fireplace, one hand just kind of like relaxing his chin. Luden. Finalai. Please have a seat.
Yeah, Luden will sit down. He looks like, as actually each step as he gets closer to Rylan, and as they were going down the hall, his entire mood changes to a lot more grim, a lot more serious. Luden almost looks like he's about to go into battle, kind of thing, like where his mind is. He is very much in a heightened state. Not per se against Rylan, but more so with what he's battling with, like what he might ask and and all the things he's going on in his mind, especially about like his brother and his father and everything like that we're going towards in the future. So it's a lot, feels more like there's just a huge weight on his shoulders each step that he takes towards our new friend.
I must say, I'm quite surprised that you both came together. I was hoping to speak with each of you individually. I would be remiss to discuss personal matters with someone who may not want that information known to others.
From my understanding, Finn doesn't know what he wants to ask, if he wants to ask anything.
Right, and I don't feel comfortable leaving Ludin alone anyway. And he's gonna like scoot his chair a little closer to Ludin so that they're touching their arms.
And Ludin continues and says, but any information that we need to speak alone with, I'm sure Finn will oblige. And he doesn't even look at Finn.
Wait,
as he
really?
says
So you're okay with Finn being here?
No. Well, I mean, we're okay with talking for now. We'll like go through all of Finn's business. Then after all that's over, he's basically asked Finn to leave.
Okay. I was about to say, I was like, are you sure? Okay.
We're not doing that. Not this episode, guys.
Finn's like, really, you're sending me off? Or does anyone to come in? Are you sure?
Like you said, it's like Cyprian. You had to do that one alone. Let me do this one alone.
That's not fair.
Really, Finn? That's not fair.
Well, it's not.
Sounds like a 1-to-1 trade to me.
All right.
He'll just nudge Finn. Go ahead.
Oh,
You have
Me
questions
first?
for me?
yeah, I do, actually. Have you ever met anyone named, Revenir? Revenir Thorn?
Yes.
Did she make a deal with you?
Yes.
I think Finn's gonna
He
like
looks-
this. Like,
he looks
like
at-
he didn't
he-
expect that.
He looks amused at this point. And he's just smiling, like you see his incisors. He looks very amused, and he's just kind of like flipping a dagger in his right hand.
What was the deal she made with you?
If you know that she made a deal, I'm sure you already know. Not many know about that particular bargain.
Was she brave when she did it?
Oh,
I mean-
very much so. It's funny what love does to people, isn't it?
Yeah, I guess so. All right. Okay. So, we're going into a really dangerous battle. And I want to make sure we're equipped, you know? I want to make sure my friends are protected. And, you know, Ludin over here is pretty confident that we're okay, but I still just like, you know, to make sure that none of us are going to die. And so I was, you know, going to ask, maybe you could help us with that. Maybe we could have like an extra friend in battle with us. Like a big one with big teeth.
Perhaps.
Like one that was still asleep outside, maybe.
Probably awake now.
Maybe.
Are you
Akron made a really big
sure
deal.
that is the aid you require?
I don't know. I'm not sure of anything, really.
I think he's
And-
a little more powerful than this beast, Finn.
Are you offering your own?
Depends on what you need.
I mean, we need to kill the corrupted Morrow. I guess we need to blind it in a way.
Perhaps what you require is something that you do not know yet. You have not discussed any scheme or plan to take down the Morrow based on the information that I have provided to you, so you do not know what it is that you need. But know that no request is necessarily too big.
Okay. Well, if I don't know what I need yet, how do I know what to ask for?
You don't have to ask now, Finn.
You need to understand. As I said, the Morrow knows everything that happens in all space and time. It knows all that is, and all that could be. So if it does not know its own death, what if it doesn't know? It believes that it is the only one who knows that one singular fact. Something about the Seven and the Wrath of Vera is they, from what I've gathered, tend to be very proud, hubris creatures. I dare say I don't think it would believe you if you told it you knew the one thing that it didn't.
Okay.
Nothing is quite as intriguing than telling lies. You could say whatever your heart desired, as long as the lie was good enough. No one would ever question you. There's a power there, I think. But what would I know about lies?
Stone-faced.
Okay, then. Make me the best liar.
Ah,
Somebody that's believable enough even for the corrupting Morrow.
is that something you're willing to bargain for? Deception. Being excellent deception.
Maybe. I just don't know if it'll be enough.
As I said, you haven't spoken with your comrades yet about that, but if you are eager to make a deal now, I am happy to oblige. Although they're private matters, and of course your friend Ludin will need to wait outside while we negotiate.
What does he have to wait outside for?
This is a private deal between you and I, just as any deal with any of my clientele. The deal that we all made earlier was a deal between all of you. Privacy is such a respectful thing that I highly hold dear.
Well, if you recommend that I talk to my friends first, they probably wouldn't like that I'm here right now, but...
Let's be honest, Finn. They all know where we are.
Yeah, probably.
And Ludwin will stand up and just say the word.
Okay.
And like, if he looks at him like, I don't really want you to leave, but this is really a
He-
private matter.
Ludwin will
He's-
take his steps out and just bow and gracefully walk out the door and just wait.
He smiles and just kind of snaps his fingers, and the candles. There are candles lining every inch of these walls as well. The smoke rises, and you watch as a shadow creature shuts the doors and stands next to you, Ludin, and just kind of like cracks their head over, looks at you with hollow eyes, and just waits.
I'm here often. Sounds about right.
Rylan, as the door closes, he looks at you, Finalai. So you wish to be an excellent liar. Oh my. Finalai. You look so very, very tired. Are you feeling faint? And he kind of like holds his hand up to your forehead and he goes, that last fight took a lot out of you, didn't it? You know, in addition to your request, perhaps I can help with that particular situation. Perhaps, maybe when you go to sleep tonight, maybe instead of feeling as though you've slept for one night, perhaps you'll feel as though you slept for 80 nights. Just feel back to your old self.
No. I want you to help my friends.
So you do not desire expertise in deception, nor downtime rest. You would what he's essentially offering you is you would get the level that you've lost.
I feel like Reese is already working on that.
I'm sure I can get all kinds of things out of the book, so don't worry about me. Do what feels right to you.
Okay. Okay. I want those two things, and I want our new friend. I don't think that's asking too much. No one's doing anything with him.
Your friend beneath the mountain, or beneath the chasm. Are you sure you wish to wake up a creature such as this?
If it'll be on our side and help us, then yes.
To defeat the corrupting Mara.
Yes.
And what, may I ask? Let's say what I want, because of course I'm not a charity. Let's say I would like to trade a vial of your blood.
Why do you need my blood?
Oh, that's not part of the bargain.
I don't think so. My blood's worth more than all of that combined.
And sits back like,
A little bit more confidently.
Well then, I suppose that we don't have a bargain.
So you go around with your door everywhere. Can you not go past your door? Or do you just prefer people to go into your realm, your territory?
My realm is much more preferable than the nastiness outside. Wouldn't you agree? Unless you prefer the blood-stained, rotten tunnel that I found you all in.
Can you venture outside your door? Wouldn't it be easier to get souls if you were able to do that?
I have other people do the dirty work. I'm... How do you say? So far up on the totem pole that I don't collect them myself.
Okay, but you did because you came to us personally twice.
To offer you deals. I am in more of the logistics department.
How about this? I'm gonna be the Lord of Saltstone coming up real soon. What if I offered you a place at my table that no one else gets to sit in? And once a year you get to come to Saltstone and make deals if you want.
Unfortunately, that is weighed heavily in your favor versus my own, and I have my own objectives. You're smart. I'm sure you can see that. A place at your table is nothing of value to me.
But my blood is. Just like Cassius's soul was, right?
I believe you already know the answer to that question.
Why do you want that so bad? Are you on the side of Vera?
As I've said, I am on my own side. I do not worship deities and pantheons and would-be gods who think they have control over every inch of this mortal realm you walk upon.
Well, sorry, Rylan, but you don't have a deal.
That is quite regrettable. You may leave, if you wish, since our business has been adjourned.
Finn will nod. Kind of walk. Oh.
No, I was just clicking my tongue, sorry.
Okay. Finn will walk out, pass it in, and look at him and be like, be careful with that one.
Good night, Finn.
Right. Finn will go back.
Ludin will walk in and think of all the training that he had with Esperise.
I think before this deal commences, this bargaining negotiations, I think this is a great place to stop for our break.
Don't you mean
Build
it's a
up-
great time? Don't you mean it's a great place to thank Flock Obama for all these subs?
General.
I haven't seen the
What is it,
chat. I'm
15?
sorry.
Boy,
A train.
my
How
boy.
many has he done now?
So
So
many.
many.
A total 346 to the
Oh my
entire
gosh! Thank you, Flock Obama!
channel. My boy,
We love you.
my army,
Can't do that right now.
my general.
I haven't been looking at chat because I've been so in the zone with everything that's been going on.
Ugh.
Ethan, I knew your insight score was too high for you to give away your blood. If you watch the video back, you'll see me going, don't you fucking do it.
Yeah, the whole time, everyone saw it on stream. Deanna's like, Like her camera's shaking. You can tell her desk's moving.
Sorry.
Like there's an earthquake.
Finn knows how valuable his blood is regardless. He's like,
Yes,
no.
I was like, do you want your level? You want your level and rest and all these things?
So
But yes, we're going to go to break for just a minute. And when we return, we're going to find out what Ludin is willing to bargain and what Rylan has to offer him.
Do it.
So don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
We're also there's a giveaway tonight, right?
No,
or
it's
is that
ne-
next week.
It's next week.
Next week. Okay,
It's next
sorry.
All right, we'll see y'all in a little bit.
Frostwing, Lamentium, Floortide. These Zodiac-inspired powers and more await you in Stargazer's Guide to Aurora. Available on Drive-Thru RPG. Destiny is calling, adventurer. Look unto the heavens. Your story is in the stars.
Well, hello there. Of course you came to the grand dwarven city of Digbrand to see me. Ma belle Pebblegrit, tale extraordinaire to kings, queens, heroes, and legends. Have you gazed upon my latest masterpieces? Yes, this one for you. Don't you see how it calls to you, speaks your name? You are gorgeous, darling. The colors, the line work, the gods weep in the presence of your beauty. No one has looked more stunning in a pebble grit design. Please, I cannot bear to gaze upon your perfection for too long. You can find this mesmerizing merch at inkinliar.com. Go and unleash your fabulosity today and help support Ink and Liar. Do stop by my shop again. You simply must tell me about all that adventuring thing. Well, ta-ta, darling.
From the pocket to the table in seconds. Never forget your 1020 at home. Only at mitheраlarmory.com.
Extra, extra, read all about it!
What's that you've got there, mister?
Why, this right here is Nine Realms Gaming.
9 Realms Gaming?
That's right, top-notch gaming accessories made from some of the finest woods this side of the city has to offer. We got your dice vaults, we got your dice towers, dice trays, hero vaults, you name it.
Oh my!
Careful now, don't swoon into traffic. You can mosey on down to their website now. Use exclusive partner code LIAR10 to get 10% off your purchase.
What was that code again?
That's LIAR10. LYRE10 at 9realmsgaming.com. Hurry, they're selling like hotcakes.
gonna type this out. I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna say it live on stream now that we've come back. T-Bear. Let me make sure I say it. T-Bear Will, you said during our break that no kids want to play with 6-year-olds. I think I would play with you. No one is too old or too young. Maybe too young because you got to be able to read and do math at least. But
somebody can do that for you.
Yeah. You're welcome here at our table.
You are welcome at our table any day.
And you know what? Math is actually optional because I offered like 1 soul every month for 20 years, which is like 240 souls, and we gave it 365. So math's off the table. Like, you don't have to be good at math.
Also, Delathane, thank you so much for the kind words. That's so sweet.
Yeah, I always love, like, there's sometimes in the moment when I'm like doing roleplay and I get so into it that I don't get a chance to read chat, but like I do go back up and I'll look at what people have said, and that was really, really nice. Thank you so much. We love that you are here. Raising them up right.
He said, who is your guys' favorite character? And first out of the door, Ludin.
Followed by Prey.
Yes, followed by Prey. Who else is a Ludin fan? Shout out.
Oh my god. We'll see if I still have fans after this conversation.
They're gonna love you no matter what you do.
I gotta make a Ludin Army t-shirt. I know. So there's so many people that are part of the Ludin Army.
Yeah, you don't
either that or an emoji. What would you guys rather have? Here, I'll put a poll.
Emoji would be
both?
great.
Can we have
Both is great. We were literally like, hey, you know, Ludin was like, hey, you know, it'd be great if we just stacked bodies like over and over. Is that cool for Ludin Army? And that's what we did. We're good to go.
That's our team, y'all. Okay.
I guess, Deanna will...
Yeah, she said she's gonna pop back.
Yeah, she's on the way back.
Okay. We will go ahead. This way she can influence Christian, so this is good. Let's go ahead.
Thank you, Salty. My new name is Finkalai.
Oh,
or Twinkle-eye. Finkalai, Twinkle-eye, you know.
I'll spend so much money on Ludin sweaters.
I would.
All right, so jumping back in, Finalai, you exit the room, immediately seeing that shadowy figure that's just kind of like keeping watch, just like leads you out, and the door shuts behind, and the shadow creature kind of steps in front and just kind of stands there looking at you. Ludin, you walk in and take a seat next to Ryland.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Ryland?
Hello. Are your quarters acceptable?
You could give me a mat and a dirt floor and I would be fine, as long as I have some peace and quiet while I sleep.
You know, he kind of sits back. I see a lot of myself in you.
Thank you.
Have you come to make a bargain?
I hope so.
I imagine there's so many things that you could desire. Someone that you might want to save. Or perhaps returning something that was taken from you. I mean, so much was taken from you. And perhaps I can be the one to give that something back. Something like your mother, perhaps.
That is very tempting, Rylan. But I think what I would want, I don't even know if you have the power to do, but in that regard, at least, I'm very greedy, Rylan. Very, very greedy. If I were to want my mother back, I would want all of my time back too. And if that were the case, I really wouldn't want to meet this party either. I would want the same old life that I had back then.
Not even if, say, you didn't have to worry about something that troubles you so greatly. Mortality.
My mortality doesn't scare me. The thing that scares me is that I won't be able to accomplish the things that I feel like I was put here to accomplish. I don't know if I'll ever be able to truly kill Levi. But even if the world saw him for what he truly was, that might be enough. I used to want a lot of things, you're right. Like, I wanted power for a lot of different reasons. And I think what I want to ask is something specifically for me. And I haven't really gotten to do that a lot, so what I would want, Rylan, is for my family to be safe, no matter what. It's really simple for me.
Family is such a
Blood.
flexible term in your situation.
Blood family, yes. When I left and hadn't seen my father and brother for such a long time, I thought that when I went over to the Feywild, I was going to come back a completely changed man, and that changed man wouldn't care about them anymore. Because for me, I haven't seen them. I haven't spoken to them. They were there for me while I was being tortured. I was very, very determined, and I thought that nothing would be able to change my mind on that. Then I got to see my brother for the first time in years. And in the moment, I was very heated. I wasn't very logical. I let him go. And for the first time in my life, I understood why people feel so emotional towards certain things that they can't change. And no matter what I said to my brother, I know I can't change my blood. And I can't change that I've made a bond with these people down the hall. So I would like to make it to where I don't have to make a decision between either one of them.
Between your father and your brother.
Between my father and brother and this party. I'm not going to kill my father, Rylan. And I ask for their safety. Even if I were to transfer all of my father's power to you, I wouldn't care. I can help facilitate that. But I cannot let these people kill my father or my brother.
That is a very interesting bargain. A way to perhaps harness the energy and wrath that is Vera and channel it in a way that perhaps it could be used.
I was serious when I said that I look forward to your ascension, Rylan.
He smiles. That is very intriguing. I like your thoughts. As I said, I see a lot of myself in you. And as for the pantheon and gods, the
spits on the ground.
the pantheon, they love to interfere. Bad for humanity, just as it is bad for, let's call it business. I won't weep for their fall. Vera fell. Why not the pantheon?
My thoughts exactly.
It will take a little bit of research on my part. But I am one in high places, or, to excuse the pun, low places. Utilizing my resources, perhaps there may yet be a way to harness this energy. Separate it. Cut it from the living source upon which it feeds. Very dangerous. Very, very risky. But there's something so enticing about it. For this bargain, in return for guaranteeing the safety of your friends and doing everything in my power to ensure that your brother and father survive this process.
I'm gonna need a little bit more surviving. Need to be able to live, Rylan.
They will be able to. I will do everything in my power so that they may live.
All I'm asking is that you actually try your hardest. I think the difference between surviving and living is... Well, you get the point.
You wound me, sir. Try my hardest. I never do anything half-heartedly, if I had a heart, but... I assure you, a deal... Deals are the lifeblood of what I do, and I do everything in my power to make sure that both parties are satisfied according to their desires and wishes, just as they said and just as they spoke.
Thank you.
For this bargain, what I want, I only ask for one thing in return. And he leans up and places his elbows on the table and leans forward close to you. I want your soul. When you are done with the 7, I want your soul, and you will serve me in both the 9 hells and the material plane. Now, bargaining a soul. I know. Such misunderstood negative connotations. I assure you, think of it more as a partnership. How can you possibly achieve those lofty, god-killing goals if you don't have friends in the dark, low places? Friends willing to do the dirty work needed to attain those goals.
Do you know where my mother is, Ryla?
He leans back. I do indeed.
Does it happen to be in the Hells?
Unfortunately, yes.
Ludin's whole demeanor doesn't change, but it's a little bit more resolute. Before he had a couple of reservations about giving his soul. But when he hears that his mother is in hell, and that he will be serving in hell and in the prime material plane, it does sweeten the deal quite a bit. And he'll just simply say, Rylan, you've truly given me something to think about.
Oh, yes, of course. And I would never ask for you to make a decision so quickly. Of course. Think it over.
Do you have anything that I could actually call you with, or should I just speak your name for when I'm prepared to make this life-changing deal?
He leans over and because he there's like a small side desk with a lamp on it, or a lantern, a lit lantern on it, and he leans over and he pulls out a drawer, and you see this kind of red wax, sealing wax, and he takes out the red sealing wax and lights it and begins to tip and turn. He drips the wax onto the table, and you watch as he kind of adjusts the ring on his finger with what look to be infernal inscriptions upon it. And he presses his ring into the seal, and as it dries, he picks it up like a coin, and he leans over and hands it out to you. Place this in any candle till it melts completely, and I will be there. It has one use, of course, so you'll need to choose very wisely when you're ready. But my deal does have an expiring date. So I would hope that you would make a decision at least after corrupting Morrow is dead.
But of course,
At the latest.
I feel that I can't be so selfish as to not think of the mission at hand before I think of myself.
Of course.
But for now, I look forward to, and he'll look around, adding to your lighting collection.
Oh, once again you wound me, Ludin. These souls are not the same. A unique collection, of course. But yours, serving under my name. As I said, more of a partnership.
Well, I was thinking more of the 367 souls that I'm going to be delivering to you.
I see what you are saying.
Yes.
I am eager as well. If you require anything, he snaps his fingers. My attendants will attend.
Thank you. And Ludin will stand, give a very, very deep bow and reverence, and walk out the door. Till the morning, Rylan.
Till the morning. And you turn, the door closes, and you look back, and the door is gone. It's just part of the hallway now.
Like, all that weight just slowly recedes off him as he steps all the way back, and he takes a huge sigh of relief. And for the first time in a long time, Ludin is actually like content with where he thinks his future might be.
Fatalai, were you waiting at the door? Did you?
You know what? I do think Finn would wait for Ludin. I do think he'd stand there stubbornly and wait till Ludin came out to make sure he was still alive.
Fine. I'm fine.
Are you okay?
I feel better than I felt in a very long time, Finn.
Really?
Yeah.
What did you give up? He's gonna look closely in his eyes. You didn't give up like your soul or anything, did you?
Doesn't matter what I gave up, Finn. It's between me and Rylan.
As long as you're okay and you're happy, I guess.
Exactly. Come on. We have a lot to talk about with the party.
Oh, you're gonna sleep with us in our room. Okay, let's go.
Didn't say that. As he walks behind. Yeah, I guess we'll head back to the room.
Are you guys going to sleep, or are you planning to have a party conversation now?
I would think that we'd probably have it now, considering we can't. It's sleep, if that makes stop sleep or something like that. Is what was the deal?
Esbreeze is at some point tonight going to talk to Rylan herself, but she can do that after the conversation as well.
Up to you. If you want to go and do it now, you can. While we're still in a Rylan mood.
Okay. She was gonna try to sneak out while everyone was asleep, but if that is not possible,
we can have the conversation beforehand if that's okay with everyone else. Then, if you want to, sneak.
That's fine. We can talk first.
Awesome. Yeah. So I guess Ludin will walk back into the room, and he'll just wave to the servant and be like, "I'll be right back," and close the door.
How was your joint trip to the bathroom?
I didn't go to the bathroom. I went to speak to Rylan.
Okay.
Yeah.
I also went to speak to Rylan.
How did it go?
Well, we got some more information about the corrupting Morrow.
You did?
You were there too, Finn.
Yeah.
Lies, being good at them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I was gonna say that. Rylan likes to, hear himself speak. So, we actually got some information out of him that he didn't give us before. So it's a really good thing we went and talked to him. Right, Ludin?
I'm sure he would have offered it if we would have asked.
Nuh-uh. No, it was because we were very clever.
Oh, so very clever. Anyway, we found out that the corrupting Morrow is very arrogant. So a good lie could be the seed to its own destruction.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't know when it's going to die, and it doesn't know that anyone else knows that it doesn't know when it's going to die.
And it's the only one who believes it knows what it knows.
So that is the information that our dear friend Rylan has given us to mull over and use as a weapon, so to speak.
So we're to believe that it is an arrogant creature who can't see its own death, or
no, cannot see its own death, and doesn't believe, or would not believe, that creatures of our station would know that it doesn't know that, or that. But go ahead, Finn.
It is intrigued by lies.
Yes, that as well.
Like it enjoys the concept of lying, or
I think it's more that it. Oh, now I'm confused.
Okay,
doesn't it know everything in all space time?
Well, Rylan said the lie
except about
has to
that.
be good enough.
Except for how it dies. So we could lie to it about how it dies because it couldn't possibly know.
Yeah.
we can say
Maybe this
you
next
die
move
here
is the
tonight,
killing.
and if it believes it, it just fucking dies right there, maybe.
Or maybe the sense of this next move is the killing blow. It does some defensive thing, or it doesn't react in a way that it would have reacted.
Well, is it a thing of it knows what's going to happen, or is it believes it's going to happen, so it happens? So if we can get it to believe what's going to happen, maybe it'll really happen.
Oh my god.
Does it just have this huge, like, gap in its space where it doesn't know what happens during this exact time, but knows what happens afterwards?
I think it's gonna know what happens all the way up to its death, but it doesn't know how it dies.
But does it know that it dies?
No, it doesn't know. It's too arrogant. I think it believes that it would never die.
It's also the fact that if it sees all realities, there is definitely a reality that we don't make it here. The amount of times that we've could have died, definitely in one of these other realities that it's seen. How it can never really know what is going to actually happen. It knows all of the things that can happen, and all the things that have happened in the past, and all of the things that could happen in the future. That doesn't mean that it knows exactly what route or path that will happen, if that makes sense.
Things that were, things that are, things that have not yet come to pass.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So it already knows we're here.
Oh. I think it knows that there's a potential that we are here. Again, like I said, it knows. Think of it as multiple timelines. If it knows every single one of those, there has to be a timeline that we are not here right now, correct? Maybe there's one that we weren't born. And so it knows all of those possibilities, right? And as time goes along, it's able to decipher what has actually happened, because that doesn't change. But the present is ever changing. Other decisions that can be made, other things that we can't control, other things that we can control. It's always changing that timeline.
Mm-hmm.
The future is splattered everywhere. And so if you think about it as a whole bunch of strings, and as time goes along, it starts to get rid of all of the extra flares and things of where things could go. And
So the strategy would be to convince it that we are going down a different string than the one that we actually are.
Either that or just make it not know which one. You see what I mean? Like, if it doesn't know where it's going to die, it can still see the future. This is very mind-boggling, I understand. But it can still see the future, regardless of if it's there or not, right? It can see all these different possibilities. But that doesn't mean that it has to be there in that future.
Well,
so it doesn't know where it's going to die.
Yeah, and if you think about it, like if you were a creature that knew everything, it would drive you crazy not to know the one thing you don't know. And if we claim to know the one thing it doesn't know, it's going to want to know. So maybe we can taunt it somehow.
There was a moment earlier when God looked like she had something to say. And I want to... No, not anymore. God is silent. I'm going to say that means we're on the right track.
I was sharing what Rylan said about the corrupting Morrow to chat.
Okay.
I was sharing it with chat so that they could see.
I don't know how we strategize for this, other than Finelai's idea, we just come up and we say, we know how you are going to die, would you like to know? It's almost bargaining with the creature? I think
it's more throwing it off its game while we fight it at the same time.
I don't know if you can talk to it. I guess you could.
If it likes lies, why wouldn't we be able to speak to it?
True.
Do you think it only knows all the things that happen in the past and what could be in the future only in this space? Like only right here? Or do you think it knows everything everywhere?
In every
or
space.
Like does it also know what happens in the Feywild on the plane?
Mm-hmm. All space and all time. That's what Rylan said.
All space and all time.
It's very mind-boggling.
No, it just says all space and time.
Yeah, all space and all time.
Well, I think it's
we
all
said
space
two different
and
things.
Time.
We said two different things.
So all space and all time means it knows.
Yeah, wait,
all of the times.
Yeah, all space and time. Oh, I guess it could be all time too.
Well, yeah,
Just
that's what I
just-
figure.
Yeah, but just revisions.
But there are spaces outside of space and time, right? I believe that we're in one right now.
Yeah, we're not in space. Like, we're not. I think that's right.
We're in a different.
Aren't we though?
No.
Can we do an Arcana check on how pocket dimensions work?
I feel like wouldn't Akron know, considering he has the spell Tiny Hut?
I mean,
Tiny Hut isn't a pocket dimension. It's just like a house.
you,
All right,
but
everybody.
It's
but-
just a bubble.
but your bag
What
of
if we
holding
stop
is
time?
Is that something that you are able to do?
No.
yeah, Fed.
I'm going
don't
to be
know.
able to do that in like 5 levels.
Do you
I mean, I don't think so.
do you
Stop
guys
Dudamancy.
know anybody who does?
Who could stop time?
Break can stop time.
Yeah, you're not as top time, Finn. Some of us.
Well, weird.
Is her name Chlamydia?
We could.
Chlamydia.
The person who gave Uramir. What's her
Ra-
name? I never
Ramirez?
heard it. Ramirez might know how to stop time.
All right. We got there. All right.
Did she come to the temple or something, or like healing?
Okay.
Like, how did this happen?
So
How
Ramirez.
How did
that
you
was
come
a
up-
very crass way to get you
Oh,
out. But do we think
I
she
know
would
why
know
you're calling her chlamydian.
If we could find a way to transfer this thing and stop time or transfer it to a space that's not a space, maybe then it won't know at all what's going on.
Yeah,
I
would
think-
we be able to shift it through another Samsung?
I was going to say, I think it makes a lot more sense that it not be in space or time than for it to know everything except its own death.
Well,
It just
what's the
doesn't know
plane?
when.
What plane has no time?
Yeah, can we do that Arcana check on pocket dimensions? Does this place that we are in right now exist outside of space and time?
I feel like that'd be really easy.
Or just outside of
I
space.
think it'd be fucking hilarious, which is why I would like to do an Arcana check.
I just don't know if we would want to ask him for another thing when we're giving him.
I'm not planning on asking him anything.
No, we're praying to God here, Luden. We're asking God if we can roll.
Yes, I said
May we
yes.
roll?
I said
Oh,
yes.
she said yes.
Okay.
I was
What are you
nodding.
rolling?
I was nodding.
What do we have to roll?
Yeah,
Roll
give,
with advantage,
give
'cause I'll give you that
me
little help.
give me an Arcana check. Those of you who are proficient.
Wait, Luden, are you giving me advantage?
Yeah, get the health action.
Yeah, okay, so that means I got a +6. Oh yeah. That's
I'm
gonna be
glad.
an 18 is a 24 for me. And then if that doesn't succeed, I would like to use Favored by the Gods. I can only use it if I don't succeed on a check.
I also rolled a 23. In addition.
Just on if pocket dimensions, like say the inside of a bag of holding or something like that, qualify as outside of space and time.
Radius
I would like to, like Wile E. Coyote, make a big circle in the wall and make the 7 run into it. We just had somebody in chat say, I'm looking for a serious actual play. Like, you're looking for Christian for that. I want a Wile E. Coyote. This
I'm
harbinger
out of the
Parkles.
I
pigments.
would-
We need the pigment pots.
We need the pots!
Paint a hole.
I would
Oh my
say
god.
We need
Yes.
the pots!
The pots? What are you talking about? The pots?
The
I
paint
was like, I'm out of
pots.
pigment pots, though. We need to get more of those
Oh,
so we can paint it into a dimension.
I
Out
would
of
say
pots.
the astral plane, because
Okay.
the astral plane is the realm of thought and dream, which is so essentially the plane of existence that you guys were in within Fiddle-Eye's mind. That's
Let's
the
kill it in its dreams.
We have to go back.
So, wait.
The astral plane.
The astral
okay.
plane. Trying to think. The ethereal plane, maybe.
The ethereal plane layers over the top of the material.
I'm about to look up all
So
the
in
different.
All the different planes.
Yes.
There's so many of them. But
There-
pocket planes don't qualify for this.
I don't think a pocket.
Holy crap! There's so many planes.
There are lots.
There's a plane of heaven for every single alignment.
I think a demi-plane and an extra dimensional spaces could, because I'm looking that they have their own unique rules.
Do any of us
So
have
spells like
What's a
demi-plane and plane shift.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Do we have plane shift? Do we want to do a whole? Oh yeah. Okay,
But
so
the
how?
thing is, we would need to get through every single one of this guy's legendary resistances, and then he has to fail the save. So
Or
it's gonna
we
be
lie to
hard.
him, tell him that we have the knowledge, and that if he wants to know, he just has to go through this little door. Just like, come with
Just
us to this
hop
little
on through the
door.
doorway.
Daniel, look at Daniel. He's like, woo,
We're gonna be like a troll on RuneScape. Be like, hey, come with us to the woods, to the PvP area.
We
Yeah.
will give you the knowledge. You just have to go to sleep. Just go to sleep.
But the thing is, that just puts him in the space where then he doesn't know anything, or they or whatever. It doesn't know anything.
But
And
it
he
gives us
can't
a
use
chance
his
to
power.
fight. That's
Yeah.
the
Yeah,
big
then we
thing.
can fight it in an extra dimensional space, which could be here. It could be a different pocket dimension if we have access to another one. I'm feeling like it might be better to ask for forgiveness than permission from Rylan about
Nope.
bringing the 7 in here.
No.
Yeah, I know you don't want to. We don't know what you just did. I
Yes,
think it's
yes, Esperis, we've already just quite literally bound our souls to this man with
Yeah.
the ability,
If he-
like
and
I.
if
We
He's
are not
dead.
breaking the contract. What is he going to do? He wants us to kill it. This is the best way to kill it.
For once, I would make this the absolute last plan. Absolute.
I mean, we got.
Is there any other way to get into another plane?
I mean, we could try to fight him on the astral plane or something, but then we are also floating in space. I like this one because it has gravity.
You float most of the time anyway.
I thought you did light gravity.
But the astral plane, you can only move if you do an intelligence check, and I don't want to go there.
Is it?
What do-
Well, there are
what-
things in the astral plane, from my understanding.
What about Finn's idea about time?
Stopping
I'll take him out of time instead. Take it out of time instead.
How do we do that?
Well, time doesn't operate the same in some planes of existence, right?
We still need to get it to another plane.
Could we bring it to? Could we bring it to the gate where the woman lived who is guarding the gate to the Feywild? That was outside of time, wasn't it?
Was it?
I think it was still in time.
I don't know.
Is there possible to expand that space? There's so many questions.
What if we acquire a bag that holds and we just
Put it in the
throw
bag.
it over it?
Like a trash
big-
bag.
like a net of holding. Just
A tarp of holding, and we just
yes.
get it.
There's
I know
got to
it's
be a way
possible
we
to-
can.
Let me see. Let me look up what level time stop is.
It's 9.
Okay, yeah, no. Give me a couple of. If we stay here for another couple of levels, then I can do it. But
What are you willing to give to Ryland for that?
Well, maybe we don't have to give him something to get that much power. Maybe it's like a one-time use thing. Maybe there's something we could do there, like one-time use for time stop.
Okay. How long does time stop last?
time stop.
1d4 turns.
So we don't want a plane shift at all?
We could do that too.
Yeah, we
Why
could plane shift, or we could go in my dream again.
How many people can you take in your dream?
I don't know. You all came after me, so I guess a lot. If it's a good amount. My head's pretty big.
Does the dreamscape exist out of time and space?
Well, I think so, because if you think about it, it's my dream and it's like my plane, right? So
I think God just told us that the astral plane is the plane of dreams. And so that's where
so
all
maybe
dreams,
it's like a pocket there. But
it's
I
like
can't
a piece of the dream.
It's a piece of it. It's like a demi-plane of the
Like-
astral plane.
Like
Would
when
we?
Does the corrupting Morrow sleep?
I do want to point out, just as a reminder, because I want to be a good DM and make sure that you guys are fully aware, if you remember, if you do a fight in the dream plane and you go to 0 HP, you're woken up.
Oh, frick, yeah.
Oh yeah,
I just
that was
wanna
good.
There's nobody.
I just want
to.
to make sure you remember that, because we had 2 people. I
Yeah.
think went down. 2 or 3 people went down in that fight,
Yeah.
and they just disappeared from the space.
But I've gotten much better at healing since then. But also, do we have a way? Would the only way that would work is if we could. You would have to cast dream and go into the 7th dream. Is that something that we believe is possible? Does it dream? Does it dream of electric sheep?
I don't know if we should do that though, because then we'll be going into its territory, right?
But then how would we get?
I-
How would it wouldn't be in your dream?
We had to put it in your dream, and because it's not the same space, it will actually be incredibly confused because you'll see something it's never seen before.
But how
Right?
would we bring it over? The only way to access someone else in the dream is either they have to be visiting you or you have to visit them. Why would it visit your dreamscape?
Yeah, I
plane
think that
shift
either
work?
way, even if we've plane shifted or we dreamwalked, we'd still have to tempt it into the space
Yeah.
because it's willing.
But
Here's
we
what
know
we
it
have
is
to do.
gullible.
Yes, we have to really sell something. This is an insane idea that I'm putting forward. Say, we know how you are going to die and we know how to prevent it. We just need to show you and invite it into a dream. And then beat the shit out of it, yeah? It would just need to follow us far enough to enter your dream.
Or the plane of existence.
Yeah, I think I could, if it was willing to go with us, I know I could take us all there at the same time, directly to it.
You can plane shift too?
Yeah, I can plane shift too.
You
How
both
many
can
people
make
can we
this
plane
great.
shift?
Okay.
Yeah.
Luden can also plane shift. This is great.
That was
Then
my
you can
deal.
plane
God,
shift?
that was my deal.
He's like a planeswalker, right? Or something.
Yeah.
He's a Fey Wanderer now.
Yes. I can
Um,
plane shift. Okay.
we could also, there's a handy trick that one can do with the bag of holding that would potentially send the creature
I don't want to get
to
rid of
the
my bag
astral-
of holding though.
to the astral plane. We can get you another.
But we'd have to get like 3
I
bags
kn-
of holding.
I know that
I
one's.
really like my bag.
I know that one is monogrammed, but like we can get
Holy
you
crap.
another one.
Wait a second. What is that thing that we got? That legendary item
Which one?
that gives you 3? That's the 3 rubies. Can that help you cast the spells that you need to cast to do whatever we need to do?
The rubies. It lets us do things without material components, I believe.
I think you
Oh,
do
fuck.
need it.
We gave it to Finn. Finn has it. I don't have the things in front of me.
Oh yeah, it's right here.
I think you do. I think you do have to know how to cast the spell.
Oh, you have to know how to cast.
I think you have to have the power of a caster. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, never mind then.
So I think that's our best bet is that either we go. Okay, here is my pitch. We go. We try to convince it. If it is willing to go with us to the plane of dreams, fantastic. If it is not willing, we just keep casting plane shift on it until it gives up. We just have to fight it.
So we have 6.
Or you can explode the bag, like Samson said.
And
But then we would
will-
all be dragged into the astral plane. Is
I
it
think
perfect?
we all had to go to the astral plane anyway, right? Because we had to kill it there. So to fight it there and kill it there.
Wait, is it an Arcana check to know if I need to make an intelligence check to move in the astral plane, or if that's just something I had to do in a different campaign that's not this one?
I didn't know that. I wasn't gonna
I
make
don't
you
know.
guys.
I don't know that.
Cool.
I wasn't gonna make
I've
that.
seen it before that in order to move in any direction in the astral plane, you need to do an intelligence check.
I wasn't gonna
Don't
do that
you-
to you.
Cool.
Don't you also have to don't you have like a silver string, right? Or is that a different place?
I think. Well, the way
That's
I
Witchlight, man.
I think there's bunches and bunches of things in the astral plane, regardless, because the Gith Yankee be all up in that shiznit. So there has to be a place to be that we can also potentially try and plane shift to. That exists in the astral plane.
So do you want to go and like scout out the perfect place to murder whatever abomination we are attempting to get to a secondary location?
I don't know how spells work. I know about planes. Okay. I can go outside and ask Rylan, or I can ask this. I'll go out to the door and go like open up and see the guy that Rylan sent me. Hey, if it's not too much trouble, do you have like any books on the astral plane, planes in general?
He just before you finish, immediately begins floating away.
All right, I think we're gonna get some books, hopefully, and it can explain the stuff that we need explaining. Esperise, you were the one that taught me. All we got to do is ask. So,
Everyone make a dex save.
a death or a dex?
So
Dex save.
you're
Death save.
I was
in
like,
the-
what?
So verdict on the astral sea. Your speed is 3 times your intelligence score. So if you're smarter, you're actually faster. You don't have to make a check every time.
Take that. 13.
4.
Shit, we got.
Why
rolled
are
a
we making
2.
dexterity saves?
Oh my goodness! 30.
Natural 20 from Luden.
5.
Oh my god. I think Luden's the only one who succeeds so far.
This is
Prey?
Why are we are in a bedroom that we made a pact for.
Okay.
We should
Yeah.
be fine.
Pray.
Hey.
30.
Prey and Luden, you succeed. Books just begin to fall through the ceiling onto the
Oh my
bed.
God.
Scares the crap out of those of you who failed. They just dust flies out. One bounces off the bed and then lands like splayed on the floor. And then you see just kind of like floating down from the ceiling.
Thank you so much.
And just floats out. Just floats out the doorway.
Awesome. So now we have the books. We can read a little bit, I guess, and figure out what we need to know about the specific planes. And
I'm really good
hopefully
at speed reading.
Cool.
Great.
All right.
Perfect job
And-
for a pig.
All right. I'll
Yeah.
as we're talking, just investigate to see if there's any extra information. But I think
I'm not
Sure.
a great reader. I think I'm going to go use the restroom.
So to recap, while Luna is going through the astral sea and looking for the ideal plane of existence to have this fight, here are our options. We need to take it out of. The idea is to lie to it so that we can get it either out of space or time,
Mhm.
right? So if we succeed on the lies, then we can take it to finalize Dream World via the plane shift spell. If it doesn't agree, we're going to have to force it. Because if we get to the Dream World where Finali is, then we can all just be, right? Like
I don't think we want to do
that's
Dream
our-
World because
that's
if we
our
hit that
tour.
0. If we hit that 0, we're up. I think it's just
That's a
out
drawback.
of space. Yeah,
So
just
drawback
dash.
there. So, or we could also take it to the Astral Sea on purpose.
Yeah.
Or we could take it to the Astral Sea by force. So we could do the bag of holding trick, we can do the plane shift trick, all those fun things.
Is the
Um,
astral sea like water?
No.
More like
It's
space.
dreams.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And then the third options are some magics that are not accessible to us right now. Something that would allow us to all stop time. And it's possible that Rylan could help us out with that. Or perhaps we could talk to one of our many wizard friends the chlamydia woman, if it will. And perhaps we could then
Cannot call
use,
her that.
not to her face, and so we use that skill to stop time and then kill it right here. So those are really our three options: dream space, astral sea, or here, but with time stopped. Yes?
Yeah.
I think so. Yeah.
Did you see anything in that book, Luden? Anything better than the astral?
Let me read. What do I find about other planes, or is it just the astral sea that... Is the astral sea look like our best option? Let me put it that way when I'm reading all these books.
So I can tell you right off the bat, a demiplane,
Demiplane.
the astral sea will work. Where I already told you guys a couple of them.
Yeah. Basically the ones that you already told us.
Basically
Okay.
the ones that I've already told you.
Cool. I guess what I'll be looking for is I'm reading about specific locations in the astral sea. If there are any specific places that, like, if I find any of those things, like, that are good places to fight, that aren't just, like, in space, if that makes sense. So, like, maybe there's a planet, or maybe there's this really famous location where it's just like the desert barren lands of the astral sea or something like that. That's what I'm looking for, so that's not...
Give me an intelligence check.
Oof, okay.
Can I give advantage since I'm helping him read stuff too?
In this specific instance, yes, and it'll become clear in a second.
All right, so here we go. Hey, that's not too bad. That's a 17.
Okay, that's not bad. So, looking at this, what you know about Finn. Finn has a very special connection to the dream, the dream realm within the astral plane, or the astral sea. You also, as you're kind of like thinking about like the comparisons between demiplanes and Finn's special plane within the astral sea, it's almost as if Finn's dream realm is its own demiplane within the astral sea.
Okay,
And
so
that-
we could...
And that you know enough about dreams to know that, like, you can change it, you can adjust the environment, you can make it your own, but it's a lot.
Okay, so it's more of, let's go to Dream's Finn world in the astral sea rather than going through Finn's dreams, so that we don't wake up because our physical bodies are there and not just the projections of our, like, selves there.
From what you're able to read, and if you do decide to go on this route, Finn will not be able to cast any concentration spells.
Because I'll be focusing on keeping us there.
Because you'll be focusing on the realm. Mm-hmm.
Okay. But I get to change it?
You will have... We would discuss that you will have some kind of control over it, but that's a TBD to determine another. You will have
legendary action versus
if he's
legendary action.
concentrating on the realm, would he have to make concentration checks when he takes damage, or no?
Yes.
Is it just okay?
Yes.
Otherwise, we'd be flung back into the material plane.
It's essentially like he is concentrating on a spell already, because he's gonna be he would be controlling the environment
Finn is
within
gonna
the
be
dream.
invisible the whole time. That's what I'm hearing. Finn
Well,
states
all
the
of those
fact
have
you are
true sight.
invisible.
Every single one of these things have true sight.
All right. You're on a big canary. It is 120 feet away.
I'm just saying,
Why isn't if Finn can control the space, just make a big wall in the middle of the space that no one could ever walk through, and you'd be on the other side, and I'd be on this side.
Oh my gosh.
What
Finn would just die.
What I will say about that, if you decide to go that route, I will allow you to create a battle map of your own.
Oh God. Okay.
Since it is essentially your dream, you get to basically create the battle map.
Oh yeah. So
you get to
we will
create
all
that.
plan that, I guess.
I love
throughout
that
the
idea.
week.
They're like, That's
Oh God. No, put this here for me. I want to be able to run through this place over here. Make it a
Little bit
That's
of
kind of fun.
Luden and Finn are out with like crayons on an upside down placemat, drawing out what the battle map is gonna look like.
Oh yeah. She needs this. He needs this. Oh yeah. I guess that's what I do for a good bit of time if we decide to do this route, which Luden's already committed. This is the way until we figure out something else. And yeah, I guess that's what I do for a good bit, and then I'm gonna get my 8 hours because I know that is guaranteed per our deal.
It sure is.
Reese is gonna, when folks are deep in books and drawing out battle plans and stuff like that, she's not a big reader. As Samson said, she practically reads backwards. And she's going to head out to powder her nose. I'll do that once everyone wraps up for the evening. Anyone else have anything they want to do before? All right. Esprit is going to head out to try to have a short conversation with Ryland. Nothing is life-changing is what Lewin has decided to do, just to check in on some things.
You wander the halls, these elaborately lit walls rippling with gold, and it's almost as if the candlelight reflecting off of the polished stone, it almost feels like the walls and floors are on fire. And you turn the corner and you almost run into him. He's just kind of leaning against the wall.
Hello.
Esperis of the House of Arete. Were you looking for someone?
I was. Did you want to sit down or did you want to make an entrance?
I'm very happy to sit down. Please, my gallery? And he opens the door and you're brought into this, it looks moth. It looks very much so like an art gallery where there's like kind of like these wooden stools just kind of like throughout where there's art along the walls. All of the art is very much so. God, sorry, there's a friggin' moth that just. All of the art is very much so. God, it keeps flying in my face. All of the art is very, very much so kind of like that heaven and hell battling between angels and devils, kind of like that kind of gruesome, that artist that Raina mentioned earlier that my
Hieronymus Bosch.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah, Raina's going in with those art history polls.
Art history. Took 3 years of it. It's got to come in somewhere.
But yes, very, very much so along those lines. And he takes a seat.
Beautiful collection. Is this from the material realm or collected from elsewhere?
Oh, just more so adversaries that are no longer a problem. And you look a little closer at one of the paintings and you notice that one of the more angelic celestials being stabbed through the heart is like, you see like the paint kind of dripping out from the canvas down the sides.
All right. Well, I was hoping to have a conversation with you, Ryla. I'm very curious about it.
A very curious individual. Please, what questions do you have? Many of your friends have asked many questions.
I am willing to trade for information. I understand how these things go. And forgive me if this is supposing things that are incorrect or casting you in a bad light. That is not at all my intention. But you do not seem the kind of person who would enter into a deal that is harmful to you. Is this correct?
I can see why you would think that. But you see, that which may be harmful to a mortal. It's more about perspective.
No, I understand and respect this. I suppose more I mean, you seem like a savvy business person, and the deals that you make are not ones where you will sacrifice unduly.
Perhaps it's not quite a sacrifice for me as it would be for you yourselves.
Completely fair. I would like to know, and I will just ask the question straight, why you are willing to take on the curse of the seven when it passes.
In the kind of business that I am, it works more in my favor. Why are you so curious?
Care about the other people in the other room very much.
And
I would
yet
like
you've
to be
already
sure
made
that
the deal.
Yes. I believed it was in their best interest to do so. But you will understand why I would seek to understand it as much as I can before we leave your company.
How about I make you a deal? I'll tell you why I will take on this curse of the seven. If you swear to not tell anyone, nor write down or procure any pathway or passage in order to remind yourself what it is.
That's an interesting offer. May I offer a counter to this?
Be my guest.
If you will tell me why you want to take on the curse, I will take it on myself.
You see, you, of course, wouldn't desire such a curse. But a curse for you is a blessing for me.
So I may act upon the information, but I cannot share it with anyone else.
You can't share it, and you cannot write it down.
All right.
But I am happy to share it with you if you can agree to those terms. Very simple terms.
Why are you so willing to share it with me when you would not share it with anyone else? Is it because I ask you privately? Is that it?
Yes.
I respect your candor.
He holds out his hand to shake.
You will tell me why you are willing to take on the curse.
I will.
I see no reason not to. I'll shake his hand.
You shake his hand, and like the black veins just go up your fingertips, and the deal is sealed. You see, anyone who takes on any mortals are so fragile, so nostalgic and personable. The corrupting morrow is one of past, present, and future. And when you take and pay the price, when it falls and is no more, so too will you lose any past, present, or future that you could have possibly and have possibly existed in.
Cease to exist.
You exist, but no one remembers you. No one knows you. even feeble attempts to explain who you are, make relationships. Within hours, they forget all over again. Lonely life. To not be remembered. To not have any kind of relationship with anyone. But for someone like me, the perfect disguise, and no one ever remembering. A blessing.
Interesting. Thank you for sharing with me.
Of course. Not that you'll remember.
Will I not remember this conversation at all?
No, you will not remember me, this conversation, or anything.
Oh, after the... Yeah. I suppose wish us luck then. Oh, I should ask, because we are working on some plans, but you wouldn't have a way to stop time or something very convenient, would you?
Could. I actually do know of a artifact that could stop time. I could lend it out for a price.
Of course. What kind of price would this be?
He kind of like rubs his fingers together. So glad we all have been decided to do business together. He looks closer to you, and he kind of squints his eyes.
It does not have to be a deal with me if you would like to speak to the party at large. I don't know, this is a private deal for you, or...
No, there is something about you, an old ancientness, that I have not felt a presence in such a long time.
Thank you.
Not quite sure what it is.
Sorry?
Having you as an ally would be remarkable.
I'm not sure if I could be your ally if I forgot who you were.
Oh, but there are ways that you can serve. Just because you do not know me doesn't mean you can't take orders.
Do you have an offer? Or just concepts?
If you were to give me 3 favors of my choosing at any time, no questions asked, then you may have the artifact. I will lend it to you until the end of this corrupting Morrow business. Lending out of sorts. To stop time.
But I'm going to make you decline. I appreciate the offer, sir.
Sorry, you broke out.
I'm going to have to decline, but I appreciate the offer very much. You'd like to extend it to any of my compatriots, they might be more willing.
Regrettable, but understandable. Well, do let them know that I do have the resources, should they desire it.
I will share this with them. I'm sure they will be very glad to know. Thank you.
Of course. And should you need anything, you can find me. Lurking.
Looking around hallways, looking very mysterious. I do appreciate your time, Ryland, and you've been an excellent host. I think for now I will rest. Breakfast tomorrow?
Of course. Sleep well, mistress.
Well, good night.
And you leave.
I sure do. I don't know if everyone's going to be asleep or sharing books, but I will share with the party when I get back, whenever they're awake, about that. He's got something for time stop. If you want to make a deal, I turned him down, but he's got the stuff.
I mean, I think we got a pretty good plan. I mean, at the end of the day, we're gonna have to fight him anyway, right? Like,
You know, I kind of like the idea of being able to for Finlay to draw some out.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what I was thinking as well. It wasn't printing enough an offer for 3 papers with no questions asked. We already are getting him, 366 souls?
In some cases, more than that. Give her a little wink. Anyway, seems like we have a pretty good plan. If that's all everyone needs from me, I'll go enjoy my own sheets and my own bed and my own room. And I can see y'all in the morning.
Are you sure?
Already halfway through the door, Finn. Just knock if you need me. And open, close.
So is everyone ready to take their long rest?
I'm gonna take. How many prongs are on this fork I got?
4, 3.
I mean,
It would be an odd. It would be an odd number. 3.
Okay. I'm gonna spend my evening before going to take my long rest, taking the middle prong out, and I'm just like hitting it up against the wall.
What?
Okay.
Let Samson do what Samson do, y'all. He's a fan.
Samson, why are you doing that?
Go to sleep, Finn. Got a big day tomorrow.
I'm trying, but you keep hitting the wall.
It's like ding ding.
See? And I'm over here in my own room, my own bed, sleeping all the way through.
Do we have like one big bed? Or is there just a bunch of beds?
Yes.
In the room? Okay. One big bed. Touch hands. Okay.
Espery.
We push all of them together. Sorry.
What? No, I just had a scene. No, boy.
Esperis, your friends have already nestled into their beds because it takes you so long to take all your makeup off and your whole routine. Everyone is just comfy and cozy in their beds. You are the last to get in. And as you do, you slide your legs down into the covers and they brush up against something very coarse and cold.
You need to shave your legs. No, okay,
The music changed.
I reached down under the covers to feel what at least Esperis assumes is going to be a book or an eyeball, or possibly, there's a lot of options. It could be Cynthia, I don't know. I just reached down to see what it might be.
You don't look, but you just reach down?
I lift the covers up, and I reach under. I have very good dark vision.
You lift the covers up, and immediately you hear the kind of screeching of ceramic grating against each other as Cynthia's face looks up at you. She's wrapped her arms around your leg. And she looks up, and you hear in your mind,
I missed you so much, Mummy. But I knew you'd come back. You
Cynthia, do you remember everything?
Do I? I remember when I first woke up. And you made me, Mummy. While you were away, I've been collecting things for you. That man, I'm going to take his soul for you, Mummy.
Which man?
That silly Ludin. He brings me so many things, and I just chip away, piece after piece, till I get to his gooey center.
That's very, very sweet of you, Cynthia. I appreciate it. I think for now I like his soul where it is. It's very,
Do you not
convenient
want
for-
the soul, Mummy?
Oh no, it's a very lovely soul. I appreciate what you are doing. Right now, it is useful to me in the place where it is.
Oh, but you're not displeased.
No, I'm not displeased with you. You've done very well.
Should I gather the Finalize soul for you then? He's very close to you. He could be very vulnerable, an easy target.
Not right now, I think. But you're doing very well. And I will talk to you tomorrow night.
Don't worry. I'll watch over you while you sleep and get your rest. Pretty soon, you won't have to sleep anymore. 'Cause pretty soon, you'll be back to your old self, Mummy.
Thank you, Cynthia.
Nighty-night, Mummy.
Good night.
And she just shifts underneath the covers, and you see the lump of her body just kind of like frunk onto the floor, and you hear tick 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 tick. And she
I'm gonna scoot off the bed. I'm gonna get my book out and I'm gonna flip through the what? So when you have a soul, what does that do? What do you do with it? What does it do?
What do you mean?
I text you because I have some very specific questions. That are very nice and loving. Don't worry about it. But I have some very specific questions about this.
I very much see. I can't wait to see like a anime type battle between Esperise and Rylan for looted soul in some random place as they're throwing spells at each other.
Reese is going to put us all in dolls.
I'm not gonna put you in dolls.
Welcome,
You're
roll
gonna
propelled
forget me,
games.
aren't you?
Yes, welcome.
Just Finn. Not everybody, just Finn. And not right now, later.
I would love to be in a doll.
This is
Have
so
you
exciting.
met Finn? He'd be
Will you
somebody's
carry
best
me
friend.
everywhere?
Yeah, he'd love it.
Such a bad fate.
As
Um,
you
You're
She's
just a bunch
just
of
gonna
evil
read
ass
extremely slowly through the soul section of
the soul section of the demon devil book.
Yeah,
Yeah.
what like if we consume the soul, what can I do with it?
Well, it's not consuming the. Do you? Yeah, I'll
Is it
ask Lauren what my questions are because
Yeah,
I'm
well,
with the question.
Is it a tool? Is it a battery?
just flipping through the book that you could not read at all about 24 hours ago, you can probably read about, I mean, it's pretty thick. You could probably read about a sixth of it at this point if you wanted.
Really?
Mhm.
Wow. Okay.
If
And
you had
still
the
get my
time.
8 hours.
No, I'm saying
Okay.
like you can A sixth of
Oh,
it
that's the amount that I can translate.
is readable, is what I'm saying. Like, that's the amount that is translatable at this point.
She's gonna flip through and start looking for that information. Probably not get that much right now, but some thoughts are percolating. Put her book away, get into bed, big spoon Finnel eye as she normally does, just tuck her head behind his ear and go to sleep.
You spoon Fiddle Eye and you just kind of close your eyes for a second. You open them back up, and Cynthia is sitting on the mantle staring at you. Because she said she'd watch over you.
Okay, well, I don't think she's going to hurt me, so it's probably okay.
She would
She's
never
the
hurt.
best.
She would never hurt her mummy.
She's the best guard dog ever. I can attest. Like, Cynthia will cut a bee for you.
Does this mean Ludin and Reese have a child together?
Ludin. No.
I don't know if I'm the dad.
Cynthia has basically been fattening up Ludin for the slaughter, to slaughter his soul. Outside of that, that is where we will end tonight's session. Thank you all so much for joining us this evening as we end on that tense note. Let me thank all of our new followers real quick. Let me scroll down.
Obama went bananas.
Yeah, we had a crazy stream. Thank you, Delathane, for the sub. Thank you, Keezy Peasy, for the follow. Thank you, Flock Obama, of course, with the gifted 5 tier 1 subs. Thank you, GF Powers 4 for the cheer of 100 bits. Glad I found the show. Lawrence, fantastic DM, and cast and chat are great too. Thank you so much. Gosh, that always makes me smile. I love seeing stuff like that. Thank you, Flock Obama, for the resub tier 1. 21 months, Flock Obama. You are so close to hitting your 2-year mark. Look at you, man. Mac with the gifted tier 1 sub. Flock Obama with another 13 tier 1 subs. GF Powers 4 for the cheer of 200 bits. Flock... I'm gonna have to count all these up. Flock Obama with 5 more after that. Another gifted tier 1 sub to Blackwater D&D. Another 4 tier 1 subs. A cheer of 100 bits from T-Bear Will. A cheer of 100 bits from Mac. GF Powers with another cheer of 100 bits. Black Obama with another tier 1 gifted sub. And another after that. To Thalate and Bonway. Bonway for the follow, T-Bear Will for the sub, and for the cheer of 100 bits, and Roll Propelled Gamers for the raid of 15. What a night, guys. Thank you all so much. Thank you all so much. We love having you all every Monday to be a part of our game. None of this would be possible without any of you. You all are the reason why this stream is so awesome. I love seeing your comments in chat and how invested you are in the story that we've woven together and your favorite parts of the story that we've created together. You guys are what make Monday awesome. Outside of that, stick with us for just a moment because we are going to raid, continue to share the love within this wonderful tabletop RPG community.
Yeah, so it looks like the people we're rating, looks like they're doing some sort of charity live stream.
Ooh, charity live stream.
Maybe, so...
No, man.
Nope.
Island is not a charity, but this is.
Nope, I lied. They just call it donating to the stream. I lied. That's just them playing the game.
Never mind. No one's a charity.
No, not them. No extra pub.
If you enjoy our shows here on Ink and Lyre, we have other shows throughout the week. On Wednesday, we have Aurora Origins, which Daniel DMs. You can also see Raina in that show, Brandon in that show, who's not here this evening, as well as all of the Iron Valor cast. And you can see that Wednesday at, I always forget because it's changed like 3 times. What time, Daniel?
Wednesday, 9 Eastern, 8 Central.
The other cool thing about our Iron Valor shows that we do on Wednesday is you are a much bigger part of the game. If you've been watching all this evening, you've been earning Valor tokens. If you use command points, which is ! points, you get to see how much tokens you have on hand that you can use live on stream every Wednesday. You can grant luck to all the players. You can also bless the party, curse the DM. It's a lot of fun. That's why the emotes in chat, you'll see bless and curse, because you get to interact a lot more in those games. So that's our interactive game that we have on Wednesday, Aurora Origins, that Daniel runs. So you can chill with us for that. And I believe Daniel and I are going to be doing some more Way Out. We'll post on our Twitter, but we are gonna be doing more of a Way Out because we want to continue that series because we're having a lot of fun with that. And if you're new, remember to join our Discord. We have a great community that you can be a part of. Daniel will put that in chat for me. We have Discord, where we have a lot of fun, and so join us there. Of course, follow us on social media where we post all of our latest of what, like, you know, if a stream gets canceled or like what's coming next. Our announcements come there too. So make sure to follow us there as well. You can also follow, if you really want to, if you really, really, really want to, you can also follow us all individually, which Daniel will put that in chat as well. If you want to follow Samson or Esperise or Finali or Prey or Luden on social media, or me, you can follow us individually as well. We'll put that in chat for you as well. Other than that, we love you all. We will see you next Monday for some more Fate's End at 7:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. We're finally gonna fight the corrupting Morrow. The second to last, I believe, of the 7 of Severance that are left in Fate's End in this final arc. All right, guys, stick with us. We're gonna raid. See you next time.
Thank you.